Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C,
Dang it!
Matt Hayes,
I'm not running over the Barnett Tower and heaving myself off.
Mia O'Brien,
One of those bugs just flew in my mouth.
and Leon Searcy.
Keep everything above the way.
How you like me now? How you like
Noon
me now?
hours here, hump day. Yeah, half the week gone, half the week. Well, that's all you got left to worry about. Welcome into XL Primetime, Golf Club of Southampton, Wednesday. We'll be telling you about them, our little 9 after 5 later on. But we're going to talk Jaguar football, talk the association from last night. What a game. People come out of that game. Championship level basketball, at least the theater, set up beautifully for two greats in the game competing. And we'll find out how it goes. But the first show, the first game, Lakers over the Golden State Warriors up there in San Francisco. So we will definitely dive in on that. We've got a Trevor Lawrence topic, which, Jaguars today was getting in on it a little bit, and we're definitely going to get in on because of, well, one thing one person says can just turn into a wildfire on social media. And this time it was Kyle Brandt, maybe paying a little bit of a disservice, a little lack of respect for one Trevor Lawrence. So we will get into that as we go along today. And then from the draft to rookie minicamp next week into the OTAs, whose job's on the line? Who got served notice by the draft choices that your Jacksonville Jaguars made? We can get into that today, Leon. But let's start with last night, okay, the Lake Show. You were up. We were all just watching this unfold, and Steph Curry, it looked like he should have been the guy to take the shot at the end. Let's at least start there, and then we can kind of throw it in reverse because everyone's blaming Jordan Poole for taking one from way downtown and ultimately losing that game one in their own house.
Well, first of all, the big fella needs his rest, right? So I had to assess how the game was going to determine if I was going to go to sleep or not.
Yeah.
And in the first quarter, when it was 10-2, I said, man, I'm ready to cut out the lights.
They jetted
I
out
was
quickly.
ready. I was ready to cut off the lights and go to bed, bro. But something told me to stay up. Some said no.
That's outrageously early in the game.
I'm just telling you, bro. I'm just saying, when they started shooting those threes and everything, we were down by 8. I was like, man, I'm going to bed. I'm promising.
Cut out the lights. It was like
Man,
10:15.
lid.
Bro,
Shut.
I was ready to go to bed. I ain't going to
Lid
lie.
shut.
So each quarter, I got more
Lights just
engaged,
going
more
in my house.
engaged.
Yeah.
I got more engaged. I mean, I'm watching my Laker team have to chase off of picks and screens, and Klay Thompson is running here, and Steph is running there, Poole and everything. I'm saying to myself, what the hell is going on? But we dominated in the paint. All right, I think we dominated in the paint. Golden State shot 53s, bro. 50 freaking threes.
52, I believe.
52 threes. 53 threes.
They were
All right.
21 of
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, 20.
18 made by the three big stars.
Right.
Yes.
If you
21
make that
total.
many,
Yeah, I think the big stars, the Pools, the Klay Thompsons, and Steph Currys, they all had 6 apiece.
Yeah.
So, that's 18 of your threes right there. But, the Lakers, they held court. I was always saying in this series, Anthony Davis is going to set the tone. He scored over 30. He had over 20 rebounds. He got after it pretty good. LeBron did his thing. And not enough credit is going to be given to Vanderbilt. All right, Vanderbilt,
very good defense.
He played well enough to where Steph didn't just lose his mind because there was opportunities. I think Steph in that third quarter may have made what, JJ? Maybe one shot?
One basket.
In that game. And that kept the game close. And in the fourth quarter, I was good. The Lakers were up by 12, I think. And then
You knew a run was coming.
I knew a run was coming. About 5 minutes left to go in the game. I was like, here we go. And I said, I know damn well I ain't stay up this late to see the Lake Show lose. I was prepared for that. But the Lakers held serve, and I was happy to see my Lakers win.
Vanderbilt, by the way, +8 in the plus-minus. In terms of his impact on the floor, the only player who came close was Jordan Poole, +7 off the bench. And obviously, when you pour in the 6 threes, and he did play 30 minutes. He played more than some of the starters.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah. And look, they were talking about percentage-wise. They threw the stats up this morning that percentage-wise, he has hit more of those types of shots stepping away from the line, and his conversion rate slightly better than Steph Curry, if you can believe it. But the difference is this is the postseason, man. And in the playoffs, Steph has made his, obviously bringing the Golden State Warriors back against an 0-2 deficit in Sacramento, and Jordan Poole has made none in the postseason when it matters the most. And so that's where it came down to the decision. And basically, you're watching that game unfold. I am not rooting for Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors to tie this game up at all. But there was no question in my mind that Steph makes the pass expecting the ball to come back to him within about 2 seconds. And it didn't happen. And Draymond decides to swing it around, and then Jordan Poole just decides to load up from stepping, 5, 6, 7 feet off the line right at 30 feet.
I feel like it was the right play to get it to Poole. He's wide open and everything. Yeah. He was like 50% from three. He was on fire that night. Yeah. But just take a step or two closer to the basket.
Like drive and then step back. That type of deal, just to give you a little bit of room. And then the whole argument, at least Steve Kerr and, whatever, they said Steph was being doubled. Yeah, he was being doubled, but that's just what you expect. And when's the last time Steph hasn't been able to shake off a double, especially with that amount of time on the clock? And he did expect that ball to come back to him, and it didn't. So how big was it last night? If you were a NBA fan up late watching it, let us know, 641-1010. You can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Does that mean, is that you look at the advantages the Lakers have had when they win that first game, particularly on the road, how many of those series they've gone on to win? You got to feel good about it. When they steal one on the road, Leon, you got to feel good about it. But I think if we learned anything about the last series, don't count on Steph.
No, you can't. You can't count on. Listen, the NBA wants us to go 7. I wanted to go 7 just for the entertainment factor alone. I mean, you're talking about the two faces of the NBA right there, Steph Curry and LeBron James going toe to toe. And it's crazy that they were saying that Golden State and the Lakers have never played in the playoffs since the 90s or something like that, JJ?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they hadn't played. Yeah,
that's a saucy nug,
That certainly makes sense.
Yeah, they hadn't played since
saucy nugs.
in the 90s.
Because when the Warriors, since the Warriors have been good, I mean, the Lakers were, we all know, in a dumpster for a while.
Yeah.
Matt has a anti-LeBron take that I actually agree with. But the fact that he came into the pre-show meeting
right out of the box
immediately with this take,
literally,
I
hadn't sat down yet.
Yes, couldn't even just say, "Hey, what a game, what a win."
So, it hit 5 minutes, and the Lakers were up 8, and I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna start charting LeBron right now because I want to see what he does when the game's on the line, when it matters. I want to see if he still got it right. So he was 0 of 4, hit 1 free throw, and had a turnover in the last 5 minutes.
A bad travel.
Just a terrible travel.
Like for them to call travel on LeBron,
he took like 5 steps, man. So, but
tired.
I will say this.
Ragged at that
I will say this.
Needed another timeout.
He really played well the whole game.
Yes.
Played really well.
Not
I think that was
right.
I think that was coaching more than anything because they didn't get a timeout, and I think they were a little bit discombobulated. And it was just. I was actually shocked they won the game.
But
I thought
if
for
they
sure
blow that game, Matt's point is. The media is destroying LeBron for that last 5 minutes.
And I'd be destroying you today.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because
which is fine.
Just think about what LeBron is able to do, both ends of the floor, and how aggressive he is. And he obviously will draw the most attention, and he can feed the other guys. There aren't a bunch of point producers roaming the bench in L.A. We know that.
He knew he wasn't shooting well, too. He was giving up shots.
Yeah.
But he 6 of his last 40 from 3.
By the way,
the fact that he took that 3 at the end was so bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
No excuse for that.
It is fascinating, though. Every day we come in here throughout the course of the NBA playoffs, and it's good for the brand because so many games have come down to the final possession. But we find ourselves, whether it was Giannis or with Steph, we have this, or even Jason Tatum, we have this conversation of why did the star either have the final shot or why was there not a plan on the part of the coaching staff?
LeBron has definitely been criticized at times for not either giving up the shot or not making the shot, but he has made his share of shots. That's the thing we forget about. You're always going to find there's plenty of people that can criticize. There's only so many people that can take the shot. And so he has been willing, and he's also been willing to draw attention. If you go back to the series, I'm trying to think of which game it was against Memphis, when he dished it off, and basically
it might have even been the playing game against.
It was the playing game against Timberwolves. You're right. Yeah, and so when he did that, you're like, whoa, he gave up the basketball, but he drew the defenders with an S, and he gave it up to where it was either Reeves or whomever hit the shot, and that's what you have to do if you're that guy. And you can go back to Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum just absolutely screwing it up a couple nights ago when they couldn't figure out how to get that last shot off. So, yeah, it happens. By the way, the last time these two were in the postseason, Western Conference semis, it was Magic Johnson and James Worthy against Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullen.
Saucy.
It was the TMC Warriors, led by Timmy Hardaway, Mitch Richmond,
Saucy Nugs,
and Chris Mullen. That's
Tim Hardaway.
What year was that?
That is back in the
89.
Yeah, late. I would say 90s.
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
Yeah, Mitch Richmond's 90s.
90s. So that's something. That is going back in time.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
we do want to give some love to our Miami Heat fans, although I'm sure they don't want to talk about it right now. Yeah, we know you're not happy about it right now, but to be tied 1-1, and also for what it's worth, as we talk about these close games we've had throughout the course of the playoffs, 111-105 without Jimmy Butler, that's nothing to put your head down about.
Yeah, the thing was Jalen Brunson did not play particularly well in the first game, and he had kind of come out in the previous series to move on. And then Jimmy Butler is sitting on the sidelines watching this whole deal go down. They already have a bunch of injuries. Anyway, Brunson came alive in the fourth quarter and ended up taking care of business.
Can I give you guys an analogy? The Knicks and Villanova, the Eagles and Georgia. Mm-hmm. Everything changes when you load up on that one school that won, not one but 2 national titles in a 4-year span.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and bringing that guy
3-year span, excuse me.
Yeah, but bringing that guy over, how far?
Josh Hart, yes.
How far into the season were we when Brunson came over?
Brunson signed as a free agent. Yeah, he signed as a free agent.
Who am I thinking
about? Josh Hart. You're thinking of Josh Hart. They traded for Josh Hart.
Yeah, okay, because he came in, and you look at the big deals, Donovan Mitchell going to Cleveland, him going to New York, and Josh
Hart came up an assist shy of a triple-double last night. Like, I mean, I thought about it last night, but it is true. Like, what the Eagles are doing with the University of Georgia football team is the same thing the Knicks have done with Villanova.
Well, it was funny because there was a time when Jacksonville was hiring and signing everything from Seattle, and it was called the Seattle of the South. That did not work. But, yes, sometimes it can. And Philadelphia has visions of championships in the football world, and Georgia has them. They have hardware, so maybe that game plan will fit.
No Jimmy Buckets last night.
Right.
Just and that's a reminder. They sent him back after winning game 1. He had like a bad ankle.
Oh, yeah. He had
it's a half a win for me for the Knicks.
Is Embiid going to play tonight?
Apparently.
He is going to play?
Yeah.
I don't expect him to look great.
No, and they're talking about putting a knee brace on him, and I already talked to Gio about it. We're going to ask him about it a little bit later on, but the knee sprain has been serious enough, and so we'll find out.
And Boston needs this win bad, so they're going to be all out for this.
Yeah, but round of applause, a big hand for Embiid winning that MVP because back
great
and
video.
Forth,
the Zoom was hilarious.
Back and forth it went as far as who was deserving, who was going to get it, and I'm watching Anthony Davis. We're watching Anthony Davis last night, and he's coming alive. But Embiid as a big man has been so much to the Sixers this year. Yeah, I thought he was deserving of it. And from the School of Rock, imagine that coming out of Gainesville by way of Kansas State, making it healthy pretty much through the entire year before he got this most recent injury and then winning the MVP. All right, so let's get into this conversation that we've got about what Kyle Brandt said. Good Morning Football. Look, they throw stuff out there. Everyone wants to try and have an opinion that is either, going to go viral or whatever, but somehow, some way, Kyle Brandt decides to diss Duval and Trevor Lawrence and not include him and basically put his rankings together. JJ, you did not pull the entire
So
sound,
the audio is like that they posted is of people disagreeing with him. There's no actual audio of him defending himself. So no, I don't have that.
Yeah. And so, look.
I was like, we can destroy his thing.
Yeah, and look,
ourselves.
I'm a Kyle Brandt fan. I have no problem with him. I've reached out to see if we can get him because you have to have opinions. Now, sometimes they're bird-brained. But, look, if you didn't have a Phil Simms basically saying that Zach Wilson should go, or Chris Simms, that Zach Wilson should go over Trevor Lawrence, I mean, that's the fodder. That's what you're looking for. You have to have those types of opinions. Heck, even Orlovsky went in on Trevor a couple times. So you like that. But when you don't include Trevor Lawrence right now among the guys that are ascending and you throw Jimmy Garoppolo up there a little higher, that just kind of blows my mind.
Well, do you want to give the full tiers?
Yes.
So he has 7 tiers. And Patrick Mahomes is in a tier by himself, which I don't think anyone can argue with that. Second tier, Burrow, Josh Allen. And this is just the AFC. Third tier, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Herbert. Fourth tier, Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. Fifth tier, by himself, Jimmy G. Sixth tier, this is the one that includes Trevor. Trevor, Tua, Honestly, these are headshots of quarterbacks, and I'm not even.
Mac Jones and Kenny Pickett.
Okay, that's why I didn't know them.
Jacksonville's own. Don't upset the
exactly.
Bulls, fam.
You should be able to recognize the dad.
I should
bod
know
from
Mac,
Jones.
but yeah, Kenny Pickett. So they have your boy Trevor Lawrence, Jags fans, in the 6th tier of the AFC quarterbacks with Kenny Pickett.
Hey, what part of Ama Dumas jumps out at you more than the other? I mean, seriously.
So he's below.
Kyle Brandt's a little out there.
He's
though.
below Jimmy G. Below Russell Wilson, who obviously has been struggling mightily, and Deshaun Watson, who's coming back from basically a 2-year absence and looked terrible last year.
Let me ask you this, because we talked about this a little bit on Helmets and Heels last night, and I believe we've touched on it here before as well. Is Sean Payton going to make that much of a difference for Russell Wilson? Because there are pieces.
That's what they're banking on.
You can't deny that, like, Jerry Jeudy is a good wide receiver, and they have other weapons. They have a running game, but is a head coach really going to change everything for them?
I'll give you at least one. I'll give you 2 examples, because Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence is a great example. Okay, it was a disaster last year, and then when Doug got here with Trevor, that combination, that's an offensive mind and an offensive talent. Boom, they came together. The other one would be Brian Dable and Daniel Jones. He at the very least made the Giants fans at least say, okay, Danny Dimes deserves a little more of our attention, because remember that when it was one of the classic lines from one of the owners of the New York Giants, we have done nothing but hurt this man and his chances at being a good pro, because they just would throw bad situation after bad situation at him. Sean Payton has done great things as an offensive mind, but is Russell Wilson cooked? Because Russ likes to cook. Is he cooked now? And I don't know whether Sean Payton can pull him up. Would you be willing to bet on him resurrecting Russell, or bet against him not being able to?
Well, I mean, I would have to look at Sean Payton's resume. He's had success. I mean, when he came to the Saints, I mean, that was an abysmal franchise.
Yes, it was.
It was very, and he turned them into a winner. So that alone lets me know that whoever he has at the quarterback position, I mean, they're going to ascend underneath his tutelage. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, Russ has gone bad Russ. I see him turn them into good Russ. But let me speak on Trevor real quick. That tier lets you know nationally, despite the success that we had last year, what they really think about this team. They think the Jaguars are a one-trick pony. Mm-hmm. And in the offseason, you're always looking for little tidbits to keep you motivated. So if I'm Trevor Lawrence, if I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars, let them at it. Let them have
I want to kick their ass.
Exactly. Let them have at it. Let them have at it. Let them think that with this one-trick pony, that was some kind of a blip in, a blip on the screen. And,
right.
And we're not. You always look for little tidbits to motivate you during the season. And I'm not sure if Trevor watched this. Mm-hmm. He knows about this tier or not, but I hope he does. Yeah. I hope he absolutely sees this, see what they think of him nationally, and next year come out there and even be better than he was last year.
Yeah, because you remember.
I want that fire.
Yeah, I do agree. That part of it is you use whatever fuel you can get, and there is no question. I'm just going to call Trevor's career pre-London and post-London, because that's when I really feel like he made a dramatic change, PL, and it was pre and post, and he said, I'm going to be a different dude. I'm going to be a different cat. I'm coming out here. And then he went from lousy in London and started to turn the corner, and we had Greg Cosell on here a couple of days ago, and he talked about the massive improvement that they made in shortening his stride and all this type of stuff. Anyway, we all know what he did. Then he called his team out after the loss to Detroit. That was another lousy loss. And then he started challenging himself and the team. And then all of a sudden we saw a different dude after that.
I don't know how much motivation is. I know.
I do think.
I know you hear like Kelsey saying nobody respected us.
Yeah, but remember,
and you hear the Georgia guys saying people thought we were going to be 6-6.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
The reality is, I see Trevor Lawrence's motivation is, I want to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, but remember this now.
That's what I see the motivation.
He mentioned that he heard the voices after.
Sure, no, I
London.
know that. Yeah. And I almost think that's something for athletes to say.
He probably listens to our show.
When you get to that level in the NFL, right? That was fantastic, by the way. I think when you get to that level, honestly, your mindset is, I have to prepare consistently to be the best guy I can be out there. I can't worry about noise.
Yeah.
I got to do the best I can be to be out there to continue earning money, to continue getting contracts, and more important for most, to win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the pressure is not from Kyle Brandt. I think the pressure is from this city and this franchise that everybody feels, look, this is the guy. This is the franchise quarterback this franchise has never had. This is the guy that's going to be the guy that carries you to the Super Bowl.
Let me tell you something that we used to do. You remember the back in the day when we had newspapers, articles, and that kind of
I
stuff?
seem to
You
remember
remember those days?
I worked that
I'm going to tell you something, what they
Why
used
you
to
gotta
do.
do smart like
I'm just
that?
telling you
I
that.
have a good story about
Kind
this
of.
after that.
I'm
but
just telling you.
continue.
I'm just
dog custody.
I'm
right
just,
now on the
I'm
road,
just
right?
going to tell you what they used to do to players when the people write articles about them, and they used to highlight them, and they used to sit them on your locker. So you'll come in the early morning about to work out and stuff, and you'll see a newspaper article in your locker, and you're like, what the hell is this? And then you'll pick up the newspaper, and you'll read it. You know, Cersei's better days are behind him. He's average at best, offensive line.
There's no way Prisco wrote that.
No,
about
no,
you.
no.
way.
I'm telling you,
It was
I
Gene.
would get articles.
Gene maybe, not Prisco.
I'm just telling you that I would get articles. Everybody, we would do this purposely as players.
Oh, yeah.
We would get articles in the newspaper when they say something. They think that your skill set is going down and depleting and all that kind of stuff. And we used to highlight it, and we used to put it in the guy's locker. And when we used to work out in the off season, a guy would come to his locker and pick up the newspaper and read it. And he'll crumble it up and throw it in the trash and get on this and get. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, you don't think somebody
we
probably
use-
like texts
we
Trevor stuff like
we
this?
use little
Matt?
tidbits
How
like
long
that.
does that last, though? Honestly?
I don't care.
It gets in you.
But what's more important, that or the idea
It's
of
winning the Super Bowl.
I
Absolutely
want
winning the Super Bowl.
to win the Super Bowl.
But it's all encompassing.
Yeah. I mean, for that day, for that
right, a
moment,
little extra oomph. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
You're fired. You're charged up.
Yeah, and that's
An
the phrase-
extra weight session or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. I might get an extra setting or extra run or some extra film, and I'm hot.
Yeah.
I'm 38 hot, and you can use
yelling
that.
at Gene the whole time while you're doing it. Right?
If it was Gene, I was probably looking for him.
And you can call it cliche bulletin board material, but it's real. It is
it's
real.
And I appreciate 9352 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, trying to do the same for us, telling us that this is bad radio. Yeah, you got me fired up, buddy.
Yeah.
After my rant yesterday about Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
now
is
I'm
Brent-
fired up.
Yeah.
We're going to give you even better radio now.
Yeah. What part of it's bad? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Yeah,
I thought it's a
exactly.
pretty worthwhile discussion. I do want to touch real quickly on an unnamed columnist in this town when he did a certain piece on a certain ping pong table earlier this year, informed Trevor because Trevor was very excited to read it, and he was like, hey, like, when's the story dropping? And he said, it will be in Saturday's paper. And Trevor goes, well, when will it be online? And he went, tomorrow. And
It's
Trevor,
behind a paywall.
and
Trevor's like, I'm not reading
Trevor goes,
that.
I can't wait to read it tomorrow. I'll have someone send me the link.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he is reading it.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
online, not, in
Drop it
newspaper.
off. All right, we got plenty to get into, including those quarterback rankings. Where are you feeling your quarterback in the AFC should rank? You can hit the text line. You can hit YouTube. We are on YouTube, our 1010XL social channel. Say hello. We'd love to hear from you. We also want to hear from you tonight at the Golf Club of Southampton. If you want to join us for the 9 after 5, we'd love to see you. 287 play. Weather's going to be unreal. Just beautiful tonight. Beautiful sunshine up above. Kind of whatever, right at 80 degrees. Food afterwards, prizes, all sorts of goodness. Just make sure you dial up 287 play for the Golf Club of Southampton. We're staying on your Jaguars next.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. 1010XL in your house.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay?
On Alexa connected devices, say, Alexa, open 1010XL Jacksonville Skill.
All Weather Contractors is hiring experienced commercial construction team members now. If you want the most competitive pay for your experience, eager for opportunity and advancement, and if bonuses, benefits, 401k programs, and employee stock ownership opportunities sound appealing, we should talk. We're a full-service multifamily and commercial construction company focused on building better careers for people with a purpose. Build a better career in the commercial construction industry. Apply online at allweathercontractors.com today.
Beach towel? Check. Beach chair? Check. Sunscreen and sunglasses? Check and check. But before I head out to the beautiful beaches of Jacksonville, I need one more thing. Summer. And I'm in luck because the Summer Starts Here sales event is going on now at Arlington Toyota. Are you ready to map out your summer? It all starts at Arlington, where you'll get hot deals on even hotter Toyotas during the Summer Starts Here sales event. Even better, Arlington's got over 300 new Toyotas available. And with every new Toyota purchase at Arlington, you get their lifetime warranty. That's unlimited time and miles. Wherever the road takes you this summer, the beach, the mountains, camping under the stars, summer starts here at Arlington Toyota. I think this is going to be your best summer yet. But don't wait. When the sun sets on the sale, it's gone for good. Get to Arlington Toyota and start your summer the best way with the Summer Start sales here at Sears Sales Event. It's at 939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler for 46 years, and this Mother's Day, we'd like to help you celebrate Mom with up to 40% off on our entire inventory. GIA certified diamonds, beautiful colored gemstones, designer brands, custom jewelry design, and Monahan Jewelers offers interest-free financing on any purchase. So get something special with a payment you can afford. Come experience your local family jeweler with a gift of fine jewelry for Mom. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
He was number 55, and he's still our middle linebacker.
You're gonna lose.
Tom McManus.
It was like he didn't know what to do.
Friday from 10 to noon, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Hey folks, you ever search why Shark Coatings is the best? Well, one of the many reasons is our polyurea. We don't just buy it from anyone who has it in stock. We custom blend ours, specializing between summer and winter blend, providing you with the best product for our area. After grinding the concrete, that polyurea will form a permanent bond at the molecular level and will not pull away like epoxy. With Shark Coatings, not only will your garage look awesome, but your pool deck, patio, or driveway will too. See how Shark Coatings can make a difference for you. Call, click, or text today.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. For the new year, check out the new gear at hardballcreative.com and make sure your employees are sporting your logo on the newest and coolest apparel.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I'm Holt Harrell. At Harrell & Harrell, we have the size and resources to take on the largest companies. But we are also the size that we know each and every one of our clients when they call. So call us. Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Live life to the fullest. You hear that all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? It's Hayes Carlyon with QC Kinetics. They are in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much needed relief for chronic joint pain, but doing it in the most non-invasive way possible, using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where is your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them most. And best of all, you walk into the office and you walk right out after treatment. No surgery, no downtime. And patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like to you? Whatever it is, don't wait one more day. Get started today with a call to QC Kinetics for a complimentary consultation. Call them at 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522 with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
When you're hankering for a great barbecue meal, then head for your closest Woody's Barbecue. GPS us or ask Siri or Alexa. It's easy to find a Woody's Barbecue.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
We appreciate you Nooners chiming in on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, regarding Good Morning Football's AFC quarterback tier rankings. Our boy from the C from the 404, did the heavy lifting for us, boys.
Mm-hmm.
T-Law is disrespected. He is tier 2, tier 3. Here he is head-to-head against all those quarterbacks. 1-0 against Josh Allen. 2-0 against Herbert, 1-0 against Lamar. If we want to include the NFC, 1-0 against Dak.
Beautiful.
0-1 against Hurts, 0-2 against Mahomes, 0-1 against Burrow, 1-0 versus Tua.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
6-4 against some pretty elite quarterbacks.
Well,
and for what it's
0-3
worth,
in the games that matter.
And for what it's worth, 1-0 against Jimmy Garoppolo,
Uh-huh.
and sure, 0-1 against Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Sure, you can run with that.
And they didn't beat the Bengals.
Wait, so Matt, the games that matter. So you
Chiefs.
You want him to be tier 6 then?
No. I'm just saying Chiefs 0-2, Eagles 0-1, Bengals 0-1.
Mm-hmm.
That's. I mean, I'm not saying I want him to be anywhere. All I'm saying is, if you want to get respect and you want to be seen as a guy who's an elite player, those are the games you got to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the way
and that's a lot on him, and a lot of
yeah.
it's not fair because
yeah.
the quarterback is just one piece.
Yeah,
but that's how it works.
Right, but the way I look at it is that this team is now reaching a point, Leon, where they've starting to arrive. I'm not even going to suggest they've arrived. They've made it back to the postseason. They've made it back to the conversation. They've made it back to people thinking about them and worrying about them a little bit instead of taking them for granted. There's still a long way to go, but yeah, he's stepping up quickly.
Well, I mean, you got to look at this franchise's track record over the last decade or so. I mean, especially 2017, when you look at the team that went to the AFC Championship game and then came back next year, I felt they were crowned, went 3-1, and then had a disastrous season.
Mm-hmm.
And so the projections of what we used to be is that we're a one-trick pony, that we're show and shine one year, and then the next year we're just look abysmal. And that's what this franchise has been. So last year, as great as last year's was, you win a divisional games, you go toe-to-toe with KC, should have won the game, drop passes, turnovers, and everything. Should have been in the AFC Championship game against Cincinnati. Now you've got, it's like that old Janet Jackson song, "What have you done for me lately?" You've got to do it again.
Yeah. You know what?
You've got to absolutely do it again.
It's the truth.
I almost think that the shine has greater damage than the criticism on players. Because the shine kind of gets you off your mark a little bit. Get you off the grind a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. True, absolutely. You're right. Especially, listen, when coming off that 17 team, what they did against the Patriots, being 5-6 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff, and they were getting a lot of attention, especially certain guys that we don't always like to mention on the radio show. I'm gonna say it, Ramsey. They were doing magazines and talking about this and that, and then you go 3-1 and you beat the Patriots at home and you celebrate like you had just won the Super Bowl. You're feeling good about yourself. Sometimes it gets to your head. It gets to the head.
It's a wonder they didn't start saying "uh-oh" and stuff.
Wait a minute. No, we didn't do "uh-oh" until we were 13-1. So get it right. Get it together.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. You had gone to, and by the way, what year was that?
That was 99. Yes.
So that was 4 years of good.
Yeah, that was 4 years of back to back playoffs.
I mean, that's when you start going ahead and cooking up.
Yeah, you start feeling yourself.
Yeah. I played my fiance that whole music video the other day.
Who was that, JJ?
She was very impressed by your verse, dude.
Yeah,
I agree. You sound really good.
Listen,
bro.
First of all, it was written by me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say it was
no.
My
part.
Your lyrics written by you.
Yeah, that was me. A lot of brown water involved in that.
By the way, if Serge is telling the truth, Jimmy and Keenan had to be auto-tuned a lot more than me. big Cersei.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They got no rhythm. Is that what you're saying? They got no rhythm.
Oh, they do. They do. But I mean,
No
But you
flow.
know Jimmy will call in.
let them call in.
All right.
They don't have the Leon flow though.
Yeah, they
exactly.
Yeah.
You
That's
did
what
sound
want.
good though. There's no
I
doubt
appreciate
about
that.
Yeah, heck yeah. But yeah, honestly, if Trevor looks at this, does whatever he wants with the rankings, he will take some of that and kind of keep going. And the best are always hungry. The best are always feeling like they got to prove something else. If you think about the GOAT in his entire time in the National Football League, Tom Brady, I mean, did he ever sit back on his laurels? He just kept wanting more. There just aren't enough of those types of guys that are walking the planet. And we can go to all the ones that we always talk about, the Tigers, the Michaels, heck, the LeBrons, whoever you want to use, that they just never, ever get comfortable. They never lock back and say, you want to take a look at my trophies? No, they want to go get another one.
No, because the great ones understand that the next step is the most important one.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look too far in the future. They don't. They just say, greatness is not a one-time thing. That's an everyday choice.
Yeah.
Those guys like Michael and Tom Brady and Kobe and all those kind of guys, they choose to be great every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day they choose to be great. And it's always about the next step. It's always about being in the moment. They don't think about the season or that. They just understand that the process alone will take care of itself. But what can I do today to be great that's going to help me have the momentum for when the season does start?
Yeah, simple as that. We'll find out what comes of it for sure.
Speaking of preparing for the 2023 season, I want to introduce this next topic by reading this fantastic tweet from Derek Brown of Fantasy Pros. Aaron Rodgers is Adam Sandler. The dude is building a depth chart for all of his friends to have forever jobs.
Now the latest is Randall Cobb.
It really does feel like an Adam Sandler movie, though, because
You've seen Grown Ups, right?
Of course.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it does crack me up because I thought, okay, where's the cutoff point when he leaves Green Bay? Who does he leave behind in terms of the guys?
No one.
He didn't. I mean, Randall Cobb's the last guy, arm around him as he walks off Lambeau. You've seen the whatever you want to call it, the walkout. Was this the last time you'd see him on that field wearing that uniform? Yeah, the answer is yes.
So we have Lazard, him, and Mercedes?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Mercedes is still on the
Mercedes
street.
Okay.
The Mercedes Whisperer, if you know who that is, you know who I'm talking about, told me over the weekend Mercedes is not too hot on New York, but he would like to reunite with Ron.
Well, you know who is right now?
But also there's talk of the Packers potentially bringing Mercedes back.
Why? Like, if you're the Packers, it's like, what's the point?
Let that man get a check.
Go to the Jets and have fun with your homie. Like
all the homies.
You really want to go? First of all, both parties. It's like, if you're him, why would you want to go back to Green Bay and play on some dumpster fire team?
Hey, because Jordan Love's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Remember that?
And then if you're the Green Bay, it's like you probably want to tank this year. So why even bring anyone?
Do you want to tank?
Yes.
If you're the Packers?
Absolutely.
For what?
Go get a quarterback.
Yeah.
They have one.
They just
gave an extension to.
Yeah, this gave him what was it, $13 million guaranteed? Something.
Yeah,
in that
one year,
neighborhood.
$22 million.
But the thing with Mercedes is he could roll in, stay in a Manhattan apartment, pay big money, and be there for 5 months, and then be gone. Dude what is he in his 14th year? 14 years, this guy.
Leon,
he's not,
your math
first off,
about retirement.
He's not staying in a Manhattan apartment. He'll stay in Hoboken.
Yeah. Well,
Hoboken.
Hoboken.
Yeah, those are the ones that pay a lot of money.
I hope my dad's listening.
I would go, wherever the facility is where I could just walk to it.
He's not paying $12,000.
Leon, what's his retirement looking like with 14 years?
Who's that? Mercedes?
Yeah.
Let me see. 14 years?
Leon's like really good at this math.
Well, he can take it out early at 45, which seems absurd. He shouldn't do that. But at 55, he'll probably be looking at about 28 to 30 stacks a month.
A month?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Nice.
For life.
For life, yeah.
It's not too shabby. For what it's worth, the Jets' tight end room as it stands right now.
Yeah, that's real good.
Tyler Conklin, C.J. Uzama, Jeremy Ruckert, the former Ohio State tight end, and then Zach Kuntz, who they drafted in the 7th round this weekend out of Old Dominion. And also, by the way, it's not just Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb. Don't forget, they signed Tim Boyle, the longtime Packers backup quarterback. And yesterday, Billy Turner, who played in, I believe, 8 games for the Broncos last year, but of course he played in like 30 games for the Packers in the years before that. They also signed him yesterday.
And Hackett, of course.
And Hackett, of course.
And Hackett, of course.
That's the real reason. Billy Turner said that's the real reason he wanted to go to New York. It's because he wanted to reunite with Nate Hackett and Aaron Rodgers.
Which is crazy, and Aaron spoke higher of Nate Hackett than I expected. I'll admit that. But Uzomah should love this. Okay, he absolutely should love this because he's had good guys throwing him the football before. We saw it a couple years ago in Cincinnati. Definitely should be stoked about that idea. So maybe Mercedes, hey, love you, would love to have you, but if not, we're going to be okay. But the
17th season, by the way.
Yeah,
going into his 17th season, drafted in 06.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, you know what I just did? It's so funny that I'm glad you corrected me.
Yeah, text line, thank you.
Thank you, text line, because I went to his Pro Bowl year, which was 2010. And so I just said, okay, what is he going into his 14th year? And he was.
It's been 13 years since his Pro Bowl.
He was an 06. Yeah, 06 draft pick, first round for him, second round for Maurice Jones-Drew, and then he had that Pro Bowl year in 2010, where I believe he had 10 touchdowns that year.
So JJ, that's now 35 stacks a month.
Yeah,
I'm glad you went back to that because I wanted to circle back because when I heard you say that, I thought, I wonder if that's taxed. So then I went to irs.gov and it's not taxed.
It's not, bro.
Nope.
That's not taxed.
Nope. Section 501c6 of the Internal Revenue Code specifically defines professional football leagues as exempt organizations under that section.
Oh,
These organizations are exempt whether or not they administer a pension fund for football players.
Good for you.
Gotta love it. You gotta love it.
So he's going to get $360 large every year.
Every year.
Untaxed.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus. Good for him, man.
Not too shabby. But you have to admit, I mean, is this a bit by Aaron Rodgers that after telling the Packers, you didn't do enough to get me weapons, he literally took all of the old decrepit weapons and he's bringing them with him to New York.
And they did bring Randall Cobb back at his request. Now, Lazard was already there and all that kind of stuff, but they tried to keep Devontae.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
Lazard will tell you, I wanted to reunite with Nate Hackett. Lazard is there because Aaron Rodgers was going there. Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about what Rodgers has done in a short amount of time, and it makes me laugh because, like I said, I've always enjoyed watching this dude play the game. Okay, I think he's masterful at his job. I think he dropped a little bit this last year. Can't wait to see what comes next. But if nothing else, he is really kind of the thumb, the finger, however you want to describe it, to Green Bay. He's showing up everywhere. He's like taking Spike Lee and say, "Move over, pal. This is my seat now." Courtside, couple of games already. He's told the Jets that he's going to be, what's the number here? At least half of the OTA practices going forward. Now, half may not seem like a lot, but that's 100% more than the last time. So even though it's half to New York, it's 100% more than the last time he was out there. And he's basically saying, I'm sticking around. I'm going to do all this stuff that everyone said I should have been doing.
I told you, he's going to be highly motivated.
Oh, sure. There's no question.
Highly motivated.
Yeah, and who wouldn't be for the money he's making and for the leap he just took? He wants to prove that he is the guy. And now you give him a good defense, you give him an okay running game, and a good offensive coordinator, and he thinks he can get the job done.
So Field Yates, according to the contracts and his assessment, I suppose, says that the 4 wide receivers that are roster locks, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman, who signed with the Jets after that season-ending injury with the Chiefs,
Kansas City,
and then Randall Cobb. Corey Davis, formerly of the Titans, been with the Jets now for 2 seasons, due a $10.5 million non-guaranteed salary. He seems to be the interesting roster decision coming up.
And look, I knew they were going to be challenged with the salary cap.
And don't forget they have Denzel Mims still as well.
Yeah, Mims was the complainer. He was the guy who wanted out of there last year. And heck, I don't even remember the exact time. That seemed to come early before Zach Wilson became bad Zach. It seemed like Mims was asking out very early in all of that. But the odds have changed drastically. We've all talked about it, right? The Aaron Rodgers-led New York Football Jets. We went around the room. We asked, how much have your division predictions changed for the AFC East, not to mention how much your division or how much your conference predictions have changed just because they're in there. There are a lot of people putting money on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
I will say this. You look at their offensive line, and I think they drafted well. I think Joe Tippmann can play either guard or center, so I think he's a stud. Carter Warren, a guy that the Jaguars were targeting if they couldn't get Anton Harrison or a first-round offensive tackle. He'll develop. It's going to take him some time. But your entire right side of the line is coming off season-ending injuries. And, yes, Elijah Vera-Tucker and Mekhi Becton, priority draft picks when they were selected by the Jets. But both are coming off of season-ending injury. You got the ghost of Dwayne Brown at left tackle. And then you got Laken Tomlinson at left guard, and then Connor McGovern as your center. And while I think, again, Tippmann's going to take one of those two roles, I would think. I mean, if that offensive line isn't good, I'm not saying the Packers' offensive line was amazing when Aaron Rodgers was, on the back end of his tenure there. But, I mean, Tom Brady had success year one in Tampa because of how good that offensive line was.
Well,
and we saw this year what happened when they struggled with injuries.
It was really both lines because pass rush obviously got Tampa that championship almost as much as Tom Brady. The receivers definitely, and that offensive line, because remember they drafted, 12th or 14th in the first round and got their right tackle to step right in and basically take over. Yeah, that offensive line helped him greatly. Did you guys see, the amount of money that we're throwing around right now that the Jets are trying to figure out what they're going to do and how much Aaron Rodgers is going to make, the highest paid athletes from this past season?
No, let's do it.
And there were a couple, like LeBron is way up there, Cristiano is way up there, all the guys. But I found it kind of interesting, a couple of those live guys made it onto the top 10. Why? Because they threw a bunch of money at them to start off that whole bad boy. And so they had made it back on. But Lionel Messi tops the highest paid athletes in 2022 list. $130 million. And the way it works out is you get your salary and then you get your endorsements that go along with it. So anyway, his is $130 million. It's split up 75-55. Then LeBron's making $121 million. That's some fat cash right there.
That's some stacks.
41 on the court and then 80 off of it. That kind of blows my mind. Cristiano,
Huge.
Nasty cash, just nuts. Cristiano, $115 million, 60 of it in salary. Neymar, these soccer guys are definitely going to be the ones that are going to be making the most. Steph Curry, among the top 10, $92.8 million. So that Subway, how many stacks, Leon, for that Subway commercial? He's only on there for like a couple of seconds. They got 14 guys doing those
Under
spots.
Armour, too.
Yeah. Because remember, he signed that lifetime deal with them earlier during the season. Anyway, he's close to $46 million in endorsement deals.
It's a lot of foot longs.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of, how many people are on those Subway? It's nuts.
Serena, him, Tom Brady,
Charles,
right?
Yeah. Derek Jeter's in there now.
It used to be Michael Phelps for a really long time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now, this would shock, I think, a lot of you
Jared,
out
of
there.
course.
Yeah. This would shock a lot of you. The top 10 highest paid athletes 2022, according to Forbes, still among the top 10 is a tennis star named
Serena Williams?
No, Roger
Federer.
Oh.
Who was courtside last night.
Yeah,
Isn't that
he was.
crazy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Patrick Mahomes, of course, we're missing.
Yeah.
Subway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. Mahomes. Exactly.
Where's Mahomes on that list?
I don't see him here.
It's
Canelo.
crazy, man.
Yeah, Canelo is next because he, if you can fight one big fight at the very least in 1 year, you're going to get a huge.
Oh, Canelo. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so Alvarez is.
Who fights this weekend, by the way?
And so.
Basically, 2 fights a year. You make
Exactly.
like 50, 30 mil a fight, and you're on the list, not even counting sponsors.
Yeah, so if you can make that, then you're going to be one of the ones at top 10. I'll look and see if I can find a few more
That's crazy that Mahomes, because I see him on every commercial on
State
TV.
Farm and
man.
Subway.
Yes.
Hey, listen, he needs to get a loan to get on that list, bro.
Yeah.
He makes what, $50 million a year?
It just shows how
51?
much the soccer, European football players, man.
And for what it's
making
worth,
bread.
you don't see a baseball player.
Yeah, theirs is all salary. It
Yeah.
just shows like off the field, they're not making nothing in baseball.
Yeah.
But
I did
it's
see an
all on the
Otani
field.
commercial for
That's one
New Balance,
guy.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's
New Balance, yeah.
he's been pretty plastered on my TV the last year.
Now, Osaka, her first name.
Naomi.
Yeah, the Japanese tennis star. So she's top for the women's, $59.2 million, and a ton of them are sponsors. Anyway, I just looked at it.
Really?
Yeah. I was
That's
surprised.
Is Serena
shocking
listed?
to me.
Yeah, is Serena listed?
Let's see here. Osaka comes in at number 19 overall. And so Serena still has to be making some cake, but she's probably dropped down just a little bit. Let me see if I can.
Where's Tommy Brady in that, by the way?
Scan down and well, you figure they had to take some of that money off the books when he stepped away. But if you add up the world's 50th or the 50 top paid athletes in the world, it's close to $3 billion. Close, it's $2.97 billion.
You still probably couldn't buy, an NFL franchise.
How many is that? 50 players?
Yeah, 50. They total nearly $3 billion. 2.97. The year before, it was 2.76, and so it's gone up. And
that should show you the level of wealth, though. Like, these owners are on a whole nother world. Then you take the 50 highest paid athletes, and they could barely buy one team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would be.
Damn.
Yeah, they
Just
would be.
one?
I'm just saying, like, think about how much the Redskins or
no,
the
I don't
Commanders
disagree. I mean,
are going for right
you
now.
got. I mean, Joe's going crazy over $2 billion. I mean, look at college football. The Power 5 conferences in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be over $4 billion annually.
Yeah, no. I'm just talking about 50 individuals.
No, I know that. I know that. But my point is,
even though how much they are paid, it seems like they're underpaid.
Right, and the players in college, they get none of it.
Yeah. All right. I didn't think we were going to go down this road.
Well, they don't, Joe. I don't know what to tell you.
Because guess what? The people that make all that other money pay all those other people underneath them. Okay?
No, I don't know. No, actually, I don't understand what you're saying at all. Actually,
the owners of franchises, they have employees, and they do pay the salaries.
Yeah, the players
and the other employees.
The players are their employees.
Yeah. Well, I understand that.
Right, just like the players are the college's employees too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's a whole nother argument. This is professional athletes I'm talking about here. I mean,
always sticking up for the man.
Yeah. How am I sticking up for the man? I started out saying 50 athletes are making this much cake. Are you kidding me? I mean, I feel like,
I think sounds to me like you're a little bit upset these guys are making cake. That's
Matt's
all.
poking the bear.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what? I'm pretty stoked about how much money they're making. I don't even.
Me too.
Yeah,
but
I don't even care.
I was with you, but then when you gave that lump sum of all 50, I'm like, that's really not.
No, it's not that much money at all
compared to like what these owners are.
Yeah,
paying.
but my only answer back to that is the owners make that much money, but they're paying for all these people and all these facilities.
I'm not saying the owners shouldn't make that money or pay that for teams. I love it all.
Right.
I'm just saying it. When you look at it like that, it shocked me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just saying that somehow we're in a situation in the NFL where the owners get 51%, the players get 49%, and I have no idea how it's like that.
Yeah,
well, it's been bargained.
It makes all the sense in the world.
No, I know
and
that.
like
I understand.
Players didn't even
where
vote.
do I sign? That's what they said. Where do I sign?
In a bad union, bro.
Yeah, and for the longest, it wasn't even 49.
I know. It's not a 49 now. I think it's like 48, isn't it?
No, it's 49.
48 and a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but
we're always giving up percentages. Might be 48 and a half.
Yeah, but all I know is there's plenty of money being divvied up.
Justin from the north side wants to know if you're on the list, Leon. / that he says you should be on the list.
Absolutely.
What list?
On the list of most profitable athletes.
I don't know what 10 cents paying you,
with
but
the cigars.
Nowhere near that.
So Serena is at 31 at $45 million.
Okay, so at 31, Matt Stafford.
She's apparently preggers again, is the word on the street.
Yeah,
so
she
a
is.
round of applause for Serena. I mean, first of all, she won the Australian Open while pregnant with her first child, and while I think kind of similar to Tiger, I'm not sure we will ever see her win a major again. Like, she's still competitive.
But Olympia is already five.
Yeah, she's
so
5.
when the news came out the other day, I'm like, oh, wow.
It's been that long, yeah.
Federer has won 0 majors while pregnant.
Yeah, I was trying to figure
that
out.
down.
Yeah, what has he done? Matt Stafford, $72 million, $60 million of that in that signing bonus. That's pretty good. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. On-field earnings, they drop a little bit. But anyway, that's what it comes down to is when you look at the breakup of, like, you just imagine a big pie chart as far as who makes what. And the breakdown here, let me make sure I get this right.
What was El Boogie's signing bonus on his recent contract?
It was just right below Jalen Hurts's, which I think was like, let me pull it up on
because it was
we had 185
guaranteed.
The bonus was like 50 though, wasn't it? Signing bonus?
I'm pulling it up right now.
By the way, Lionel Messi, they reported today he's not going back to his team after this season's over. Now he's in talks for a $400 million per season contract to play in Saudi Arabia.
And so, hear that last part of that.
In Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, like on the Live Tour.
So it's the Live Tour of soccer.
Yeah, $400 million a year, and Ronaldo is already in that league.
Love it.
Yeah, per season.
What's Ronaldo make?
It's got to be close to that, probably half that.
Yeah, he's already top 3 right now as far as the earnings here are concerned.
And that's from last year.
So if he plays 3 seasons, he'll have made over $1 billion in that.
Yeah, Ronaldo's $115 million, but the world's 50 highest paid athletes, when they break them down in the pie chart to sport, basketball has 18.
Really?
18. And then
soccer?
14 goes to football, 5 goes to soccer, and then 3 split up between golf, tennis, and boxing.
You know what
so
it is
soccer
about
is like
basketball?
elite, right, JJ?
Oh, yeah.
Soccer's what?
There's like a small group
Oh,
of,
yeah.
Like De Bruyne doesn't make a lot, does he?
Yes, he does.
He does, so he
He's
makes
part
that-
of that elite.
Oh, he is. Okay.
There's guys that, if you play on there's like 10 clubs in the world that if you are, on that team, basically, you're one of the highest paid players in the world. But you could be in the same league as, Messi in France and play on a team and make like, $100,000 a year. It's crazy. The discrepancy in pay in soccer, yes. And I would say in basketball, we have so many guys on that list because they don't wear helmets.
Yeah.
You see their
They love 'em.
face, and
Yeah.
you can see them on TV, and you know who it is. It's easy to advertise.
And we're seeing, in terms of which sport do you think more of the sponsorships on the jerseys?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, soccer is the most obvious that
yeah.
you can put the sponsorship on the jersey, and obviously that's the team sponsorship. But you
Yeah,
would
they
think,
don't make any money.
right? But you would
The
think
NBA is getting obvious.
right.
There's
Well,
no doubt about
that's
it.
what I was about to
And look
hint
what
at.
Ricky Bobby did for NASCAR.
Right.
I mean, if you think about that.
By
He
the
did an
way,
incredible job.
Lamar Jackson's
Don't you put that on me.
the details of Lamar Jackson's deal never fully revealed just
Mm-hmm.
yet, but only Josina Anderson, now with CBS Sports, reported it, that it's a 5-year, $260 million deal with $185 million guaranteed.
185 is the number.
That's per Josina. No one else has actually come out and
Right.
said.
That's the number right there. By the way, the United States dominating the world's 50 highest paid athletes with 35. I
They
don't know
win
whether anyone has a
something.
problem with that, but we are dominating. Argentina is just like got a scant one with
Messi.
With Messi, and then you got the United Kingdom, the next.
That's
best.
a good one, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And-
wait, if Lamar got 185, he essentially got what they initially offered, the fully guaranteed.
Well, it was 135 before, if I remember right. So he got that 50
with
extra.
the escalator to 190,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. They said, I have to go back and look, but the numbers that were reported were close to that 185,
Right.
maybe 190, like you're saying. But
So now he's got the money, and then if you play better, you get the rest.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
just the fact that he gets all that up
front, yeah.
that early, and then that guaranteed. Those are the two biggest ones, that's for sure.
All right, let's take another break, head into the 1 o'clock hour. I do want to touch on a topic that yesterday we really didn't dabble into as much as we would have liked, and that's the college football playoff. The semifinals expected to be played on a Thursday and a Friday so as to not compete with the NFL schedule. What are your thoughts on that? We'd love to hear from you on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010-1010. We will do that and a whole lot more coming up next on XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Knee deep in Duval.
Duval, Duval, Duval.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
The Internal Revenue Service is reported to be receiving $80 billion in additional funding for the 2022 tax year for unpaid tax enforcement. There has never been a budget increase this large in the history of the IRS. All of this funding is for more revenue officers and collecting delinquent taxes. If you owe the IRS, you have a short time to get your tax issues resolved or face financial devastation. J. David Tax Law is right here in Jacksonville and provides tax relief for all personal payroll and sales tax problems. They've achieved thousands of successful outcomes for their clients, and that's why their reputation speaks for itself. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, do your research to see why J. David Tax Law is the most effective option to relieve your tax burden. Call J. David Tax Law at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
At Sonny's, we don't dabble in barbecue. We aren't part-time pitmasters. Around here, barbecue is life, and this is our month. Come celebrate National Barbecue Month at Sonny's, where barbecue is all we've done for 55 years. Every Wednesday in May, get a $5.50 pork big deal or a $10 pork and rib combo. Available for dine-in, carry-out, or curbside pickup. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
Houston, we do not have a problem.
Houston's Meats is now carrying locally raised cattle from right here in Florida. Ground beef to steaks to even roasts, each cut is graded USDA choice and has been raised locally from birth to harvest. Houston's Meats at Main Street and 295.
Round up a foursome of friends and test your aim to help kids succeed. It's the 5th annual Camp Deep Pond Clay Shoot presented by the Mackenzie Noel Wilson Foundation, supporting Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. The fun takes place Friday, May 12th. You bring the team and the Boys and Girls Clubs take care of the rest. Proceeds benefit Mackenzie's Camp Deep Pond, an outdoor spring break and summer camp experience for local kids and teens. Visit bgcnf.org/events.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What if you could be credit card debt-free in 10 days and save as much as $1,000 a month? Loan Pronto's all-new Express Equity Line of Credit program is just what you need. Hey, it's Prosser here. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a small portion of the equity you have and enjoy a super low monthly payment. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days, and a $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. Use that money and pay off high-interest credit cards or do a home improvement project. You can access up to 90% of your home's equity, and 9 out of 10 homeowners won't even need an appraisal. So even if you did a total refi recently or just bought your home, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program. Stop the madness. Say no to 24% interest fees. Call Loan Pronto today. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or as always, you can visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
The hilarious Brian Regan.
My doctor looked at me and said, "Brian, you are way too sedentary." So I vowed in that moment to get a dictionary.
Sunday, May 14th at the Florida Theater.
But I haven't gotten around to it, just been laying around the house.
Tickets are on sale now at floridatheater.com.
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss. And it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair. And that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Where on your body is the weenus? The answer next.
When you call Southern Oak and file a claim, you'll be handled by our hand-picked vendors who will analyze any roof, storm, or water damage. It'll save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The weenus is your elbow skin and can be pinched as hard as you want, and it will never cause pain.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. In recent tier rankings on Good Morning Football, Kyle Brandt put Trevor Lawrence in Tier 6 in the AFC behind Jimmy Garoppolo, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson. Mike Garafolo responded with thoughts on Trevor being even better this year.
Mike, what do you think? Here's Trevor with an arrow to show you which direction he's going to go because this upcoming season, year 2 for him, is where quarterbacks really jump up. Wait a second. Jason McCourty just looked at me and said, "Can you count, dude? It's year 3 for him." No, it's not. I agree. That first year never happened. I agree. Doesn't exist. The Urban Meyer experience, throw it out. This is year 2 with Doug Peterson. They did a great job in year 1. I think they're going to be even better in year 2.
78 degrees at 105. Time and Temper brought to you by Bueller Air Condition. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
1 o'clock hours here at XL Primetime. Thanks for hanging out with us. Joe C., Big Leon Cersei for another half hour. Matty Hayes, me, O'Brien, and JJ. We are on YouTube. You can go to our social channel, 1010XL. Check us out there. Throw some comments on us as far as what we were talking about in the first hour. And we're going to get into college football in the second hour. Of course, you can always hit the text line and say, hey, there. We'd love to hear from you. We were talking about highest paid athletes and all that kind of stuff, and now we will get into the college football world because, yeah, they do rake in the cake. There is no doubt about it. But when they go head-to-head, just like any other sport out there, when they go head-to-head with the National Football League, a lot of other sports get head-butted by the National Football League. It's just the way it is. So now they're going to go Thursday, Friday night.
Well, we were even joking about the fact that with the NBA playoffs or the Stanley Cup or, I don't know, the NFL draft last week, they literally couldn't play those other sports because of the NFL.
They stayed away.
Right.
They stayed. Is there – I know there's not another thing out there, but a non-competition sporting event that doesn't sound like it should be real.
Masters.
Yeah.
There's not really anything that competes with the Masters that I could think of. They have it like their own week every year.
Yeah, but I guess
TBT to when the Oscars mattered. Now no one cares.
I guess what I'm saying is that like the Masters is competition. This is a non-competitive, non-competition sporting event. There's nothing like it. And Matt has mentioned this whole idea of a transfer portal, and I love the idea because it actually could create kind of that. Whoa, where is he going? But the draft is unreal. They came out with let me see if I can go back and find this, the numbers.
It's 3 days. That's what blows me away.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the first, which is great. The first round is obviously great. But people watch this thing the entire weekend.
Yeah. And
that's what's so crazy about it.
And you have to give the NFL credit. You have to give the channels that pay all the attention to it. The draftniks, it's a cottage industry. Think of how many draft experts that we have had on or have. It's nuts. I have to go back and see if I can find
honestly, I think with all the mocks that are out now, it's gone way beyond the cottage industry. It's now
exactly.
It's literally like
it's a mansion industry.
Well, I mean, it's like it's literally like an entity of itself. Like the NFL off season is as good as it could go up against like sports regular seasons.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing that's kind of funny. And Denny Thompson,
the schedule release next week.
The schedule release it'll take up 2 channels for about 2 or 3 hours.
It'll take up a week,
and then it'll go beyond that. But if you go back and you think of like certain things that can just capture the attention, like you're talking about, it isn't. It's a mansion industry now instead of a. But think about Denny Thompson. Honestly, he was on Franchi's show yesterday. And the quarterback whisperer went over the whole thing.
I think he goes by King now.
Yeah, King.
The King quarterback
think of how
whisperer.
honestly, because of what happens with how important everything is, draft, recruits, how the world has changed. It's
so many. And I'm not saying this to minimize Danny at all.
Yeah.
He knows this too. There's so many quarterback coaches out there now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So many.
It definitely is a craft. That's for sure.
By the way, Randall Cobb, it's officially $3 million guaranteed, the ability up to earn $4 million with the New York Football Jets.
$3 million guaranteed. He probably went up there and goes, "Look, man, I can't live here without at least $3 million.
Have you seen the rent here?
Yeah, exactly. At least $3 million. So it's funny. You were talking about how much you'd pay. Look, if Mercedes in his, what did we decide, 17 years? He should live in Manhattan. He should live very close to where he wants. Instead of,
well, let's be real. They don't play in New York, though.
Right. They play in Jersey.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just talking about
He's
living
better off in
living and loving. Instead of being on a train coming out of Jersey to go into Manhattan, I wouldn't want that.
I told my mom, she was like trying to sell me again on like, why, don't you want to come home and live in New York? And I was like, no, and I have no interest in living in Bergen County and paying like half my weight in taxes either. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I had to do that for my daughter, my oldest daughter. She went to acting school that was in Manhattan, and I was looking at hotels within the area where she could walk to and go to school. So negative. All right. I end up getting Marvin Jones had the linebacker. Marvin Jones had an affiliation with a hotel, in Jersey, where she stayed in the hotel and took the train to Manhattan back to
it's
school.
the best.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of those prices. I was like,
yeah. My buddy Chili would do a 45-minute in, 45-minute out, and then the rent was still approaching $4,000.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why so many people, like my parents live an hour from New York City, and so many people will move to the I mean that's why they moved, like not just to the suburbs of New York City, but literally an hour plus outside and take the bus or the train, just because they don't want to pay that. But maybe Mercedes is a Jersey Shore guy. I don't know. He is from California. Maybe he likes the water. Maybe he wants to hop on the train in Point Pleasant. I'm not sure. 2129 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, says that he will be paying close attention to the schedule release after what we said yesterday, that New Orleans is on the table for road games for your Jacksonville Jaguars this season. We do not have to make the trip to New York for the first time in 3 seasons. And so, I think it's,
Well, if you get to go French Quarter, you get to go to New Orleans, that'd be a great trip. They're definitely
the World War II Museum, too.
Which one?
The World War II Museum.
Yeah. Oh, there's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not normally why people go to New Orleans, but I appreciate it, being a history buff myself.
Yeah, exactly. I think of it after I'm broke from going to Harris. Okay, that's what I think of.
You can go to a casino anywhere. Why would you go to a casino in New Orleans?
Because it's there.
You know, I've always heard New Orleans. I've never been, so I'm just telling you what others have told me. I heard it's a dump.
Dirty.
Yeah.
You know, all right. Here's the deal.
I'll tell you what. You go in like expecting.
You know that.
For Bourbon Street, the Garden District is pretty clean.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Not anywhere near Bourbon Street.
JJ,
what you got, Leon?
Do not go to Bourbon Street sober. You smell everything.
So be like in that state before you even get there.
Yes, you've got to, because everything you smell everything.
Gross, and you're stepping on stuff.
And
just telling you. From my experience.
And if you go to the dungeon, and then get out of Dodge.
But just honestly, you're going there, especially you need to go on Bourbon Street one time.
Yeah, for the experience.
And then experience it, whatever, and then you can get to your little kickoff streets from there. But the French Quarter, music, food, and culture. That's it.
Listen,
they got it all.
JJ, when you walk on Bourbon Street, there's a bar to your right. Go get you a Hurricane. All right.
So what exactly is that? I've heard about it. Is it rum?
It's a combination. Yes,
it's loaded with
a couple
sugar,
of
sugary syrup,
sugar,
loaded with a headache tomorrow morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here you go. If you're looking to make a hurricane, JJ, 2 types of rum: lime juice, orange juice, passion fruit puree,
grenadine, and simple syrup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that actually
you can throw
sounds
a grain
delicious.
on top of that if you want, a little topper, which is probably
they're big too. And
they're big, bro.
And they're like $30 each, but they're like giant. I mean, it's almost like 32 ounces.
So
you know what
is
else
Pat O'Brien's the place?
Yes, that's the spot.
That's the spot. Yeah.
That's the spot.
They invented the hurricane cocktail, apparently.
But most of them are coming out of a big tub, pre-mix.
Yeah.
Let's bring this full
It's been sitting there for 2 days.
Let's
as far as you know.
Let's pay this off though, because
You
a
hope
week
it's only 2
week from tomorrow we will have a schedule for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Word on the street is that we will also get confirmation for the London game at some point over the next.
If it's back to back.
Yes, and just the London game schedule in general. It is usually released the week before the schedule release. So keep your eyes peeled for that over the next 2 days. But here are the road trips for your Jaguars this year. Obviously, there's rumors that Buffalo will be in London. So otherwise, it's Buffalo, New Orleans, as we mentioned, the traditional Nashville, Indianapolis, Houston, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Might have to take a trip to that one.
Yeah. And you would wear that.
I'll be booed, but I'll be fine.
Jersey down the middle, or
I ain't wearing no jersey
that's right.
down
Thank
the middle.
you very much. Thank you.
I ain't wearing no
You're all
jersey.
Duval.
That's right.
That's what you are.
I do appreciate our nooners, though, because that's part of why I wanted to get to that schedule. Not just because my dad also texted me and was like, hey, I'm thinking the best game for us is if hopefully the 49ers game is in Jacksonville, because I want to see Kittle. But we love hearing from our nooners of which trips you're planning, and I've seen a lot of you talking about London games, and you're not planning around the college football schedule just yet. You're planning around your Jaguars.
So we got to get to that college football topic that we were just bringing up, so we'll do it coming up here in a second before Big Sur heads out. 54.4 million viewers for the NFL draft.
It's unbelievable.
It really is. At any one point, they said the average audience of 6 million viewers watched the 3-day event at any one point.
That's why college football has to find a way to deal with.
Yeah.
I even think recruiting too, but the portal first, and then recruiting.
Yeah.
How with thousands of kids in the portal?
I don't know, but there's a lot of smart people in the television industry that can figure it out.
Like the recruiting, I understand,
That's
and they've
untapped,
honestly
man.
like done that to a certain extent with ESPN and how they cover signing day, but the portal is a whole nother beast.
Yeah, and even
that's
signing day's already
untapped
been broken up.
We need to get into that.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that coming up. It's XL Primetime. Thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton. 287-play. Dial up the phone, head on out. You will see a beautiful golf course. Really, this beautiful weather. Take advantage of it. 9-hole game, food and prizes afterwards. The 9 after 5. Come on out and join Joe C. at 287-play. That's the number.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Duval till we die, all the damn time.
I want to hear Duval.
1010XL.
Honda has done it again with their all-new exciting SUV and truck lineup for 2023. HRV, Pilot, Passport, Ridgeline trucks, and our popular CRV hybrid. This is without a doubt Honda's most impressive lineup. Visit your local Honda dealer today. We're dealing.
We've all been there, right in the middle of a nice, warm shower, and then boom, the water turns ice cold. Well, do I have a solution for you? Just give my friends at Duck Duck Rooter a call. They'll send a plumber over to investigate what's causing the issue. Maybe it's a simple service, or maybe it's time to upgrade your current water heater. Either way, Duck Duck Rooter will provide you with cost-saving options. So stop taking those unplanned cold showers and call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769, or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Now is the perfect time to make sure your home is protected from storms by scheduling a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. Get $500 off a full roof replacement and $250 off roof repairs. Plus, same as cash financing for 12 months. This offer expires May 31st and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 123-0747, CBC 125-8484.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Yass, the most unknown world-renowned expert on pain elimination. That's right, elimination. If you've tried medications, injections, physical therapy, chiropractic, even surgery, and still experience pain, then say yes to Yass. I have successfully used the Yass method for over 30 years to help thousands reclaim their lives. To learn more, call me at 904-906-YASS. Let's end your pain and say yes to Yass.
Get your morning up to par. Yes. With Brunch with the Tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation and J&M Roofing. Perfect speed, perfect line. 8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Dickin here again for Zero Res. I wonder what my wife wants for Mother's Day, but every time I ask her, she just wants me to have those cleaning freaks at Zero Res come and clean tile and grout again. She just loves how good it makes her feel. And you know Zero Res has a deal on tile cleaning for my listeners as well. From now until Mother's Day, get $50 off your tile and grout cleaning, or $50 off cleaning and sealing your granite countertops, or you can get both. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler for 46 years, and this Mother's Day, we'd like to help you celebrate Mom with up to 40% off on our entire inventory. GIA certified diamonds, beautiful colored gemstones, designer brands, custom jewelry design, and Monahan Jewelers offers interest-free financing on any purchase. So get something special with a payment you can afford. Come experience your local family jeweler with a gift of fine jewelry for Mom. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership costs. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatments of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at barryorthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
It's a unique gift idea and a popular way to add fun and personality to any wedding environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit the shop on Phillips Highway or check out their designs at mysticcornhole.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I promise we're going to pivot back to college football, but a couple news and notes we need to hit. First, our boy Dell on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, Leon, wants you to know that his son, who is in the 5th grade, apparently the class was told that they could request a song to play in the classroom. And yesterday, he requested Uh-Oh. And they played it for the entire class.
Do people know that song's a bad thing?
It is beautiful. It's not a bad
That's
thing.
beautiful.
It wasn't. I appreciate that.
You get any royalty off of that?
Absolutely.
You might get another royalty check coming in. Another download.
I'm just glad that the next generation is already, they're with it.
You do got good rhythm, bro. There's no doubt about that. Yeah,
It's
good rhythm.
natural.
Yeah, very good.
It's called bars.
Bars?
Bars.
B-A-R-S?
Yes.
All right.
That's a bar.
Bars is
That's
like
a bar.
a
You got
lyric
bars,
written.
bro.
There you go, bro.
There you go.
We're learning.
I'm a lyricist.
I also would encourage all of our nooners to please search on Twitter Nathaniel Hackett. Yes, old friend alert.
You and Bernie Taupin, man. Right there.
Maybe Nathaniel Hackett with this goatee he's rocking would have been a compliment to the Uh-Oh music video. Because I'm not really sure what this. It looks like a thing just dangling.
So
from
he
his
has a
chin.
completely shaved face.
Yep.
And it's a Billy Goat goatee.
Yeah.
And it's very long. And
It looks like an
Barstool
animal hanging
Sports,
off of him.
I want to give them credit for this. Their joke is Nathaniel Hackett's goatee is giving extreme divorced dad energy.
It's something. Honestly, it looks like an
Now,
animal.
Joe T had a goatee.
Not like that.
Pretty long for a while, but his looked good because he
I
had the
trimmed it
rest
up.
of his face had hair on it. This is very like 1996 biker gang
it
guy.
cracks me up. And sometimes, I think that they just don't know what to do with the hair. They want it. They don't want to get rid of it. But
He looks like he could be at a Nickelback show.
he might have taken like the look that Aaron Rodgers had in Green Bay and said, I'll take that off your hands. And now I'm going to try and work on the ponytail. I'm going to let everything grow out. And then you
Except
go
he's
ahead and
bald,
be the clean-cut
isn't he?
Manhattan guy.
He's always wearing a hat. I think he's bald.
Oh, he is bald. Yeah.
So, JoJo, a buddy of mine had the look like you have, and he shaved it off.
Yeah.
And for
It's
like
all
2
white.
weeks, we made fun of him because he kept doing this.
Oh.
And nothing was there.
Yeah,
like we're playing poker, he'd go like this, and nothing's there.
That's pretty funny because I do a lot of this.
Right.
The beautiful part
TLD
is
grabs a hold of it from time to time too. But the you have it all white.
You just cannot help yourself. Seriously.
All white, and then you
cannot help yourself.
I just love the fact that we are on the live stream on YouTube right now, so this is made all the more animated. Continue.
Yeah, because my Uncle Tim, it's got this nice gray beard, and he had drank so much coffee that the white whiskers had turned brown on him. So he shaved it all
really?
off. Yeah, he shaved it all off and grew it back, and he just looked like a totally different man. And like, please, bring that Santa beard back. But yeah, it turned brown from too much coffee. Mine is hops driven, so mine kind of at least stays the darker color. But yeah, I don't know what Hackett's up to. I really don't. I think he adopted the old Aaron Rodgers look. I feel like that's what he did.
I can tell you what JJ and I were up to in the break, since we're getting ready to pivot to college
Scheming.
football.
Yeah.
It literally took us half a minute to figure out how college football could do this.
And I honestly don't even want to share it with the listeners, but
Right,
we
because
will.
frankly, we might be able to make some money
You
on
might
this
need to
thing.
coin this and copyright it first before you go on the air with it.
So think about this, all right? Let's just say you get the top 50 players, okay?
In the portal.
In the portal, all right? You have to, as a university, as a athletic program, whatever you want to call it, you have to be able to say we can commit X amount of NIL money to sign these guys.
So each player would have their own amount of money that, like, hey, I'm going
each
to
player
play
says,
for
I
this
want to play for
X,
this,
okay?
Guaranteed.
And nothing less. I want to play for this, okay? So then you say, okay, I've got this money, okay? So let's say Caleb Williams says he wants they can even just be all 1-year deals. But they can be 2-year
that's
deals,
probably
whatever.
what they are right now.
2-year deal. Caleb Williams wants 2 years, $6 million over 2 years, okay?
Who's willing to pay
So
that?
who's willing to pay that? So let's say there's 8 teams that are willing to pay that, right? So, and this
The ones
is
with the most money.
and you know this going in, you know what teams are willing to pay X amount, okay?
So
the show starts, blah blah blah. Let's bring out, Caleb Williams. He's going to be like the last guy.
So
let's
back
say,
to the,
let's say there's an all Big 12 linebacker, Joe Cowher from Baylor.
By the way,
He
I
wants-
like that, Matt, because all the drafts start with the most important guy first.
Right.
Not in our draft.
Yeah. No, in
We
our
make
draft,
you watch the
no.
whole thing.
No, we're saving it. So in our draft, Joe Cowher, the all Big 12 linebacker, starts, and he wants a 2-year deal for $1.3 million. Okay, and there's 25 teams that are interested. Okay, you take the 25 ping pong balls, put them in the thing, pull one out. Joe's going to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
Okay, so now
Then you go to the next guy. Okay, and it ends with Caleb Williams wants his 2-year deal for $6 million, and there's 8 teams that can say, okay, we can afford that. We're going to do that.
See,
And then you got-
so
boom.
if let's say I'm Alabama and I get Caleb Williams, does that mean the next guy I'm in the back of the line, or I'm still just have the same chances?
No, it's all like
I
the
still
NBA.
have a ping pong ball.
It's all the
This will be
NBA ping
haves
pong
and the
balls. All it
have-nots.
is.
This will be the have and the have-nots again. And
It
they're
already
gonna
is.
come
It
in.
already is.
Yeah.
It already
Oh,
is.
it
But,
is.
but,
We're
it's,
not talking about great
but at the
TV.
very least, you get a chance to
Doesn't
say,
solve
all
it.
right, well, Caleb Williams is going to go here instead of the obvious move of USC. And to your point was, well, when I told you this, you said, well, then you're telling them where to go. And, well, that's what the NFL does.
Well, I know that. But the NFL says with that, we're telling you where to go because there's only 30 of them or 32 of them, you know what I mean, is that there's a contract that comes along with it. Now, NIL will help that, but I can't imagine, let's just use – I'm trying to think of a favorite son example. Let's use Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
He was a Gainesville favorite son. Can you imagine they draw the whatever, the name out of the hat and say you're going to Knoxville or you're going to L.A. or whatever instead of staying home, which is a dream come true for him and for the university. So that would be a little bit of a problem for me. When I threw the NIL at you guys, I'm like, okay, Frito-Lay will sponsor this whole thing. And that definitely would be the way to present this. These guys are getting money in their back pocket when they're being selected.
You could even do it as Caleb Williams has these 5 teams. You've got to have like a minimum 5
That's
teams.
what I'm saying. There has to be something
He
to
has
stop
to
the
be
player
able-
from
yeah.
just saying, hey, I'm not going to go
Yeah.
there.
He
I don't
has
care how
to
much
say,
you're gonna pay.
I will go to these 5 teams.
Yeah, some drama. Here's the other
Right.
thing is that, can
And
you
we
picture –
we call Scott and get Pepsi to
Oh,
sponsor
yeah.
this.
Oh, believe me. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
Skoggs
yeah.
is listening right now. He's hatched an idea as well. But, the other thing
Don't
is
steal that
that
idea, Scott.
is when you're thinking about this, if can you think of an auction, like a live auction?
Well,
where-
that's
We
what
thought
I
about that
said,
too,
but
but I
we
don't
would
think you can
probably
do
get
that.
bad
Yeah.
vibes from
Yeah,
the
that's-
media
yeah,
if we're
yeah, you
You
auctioning
better
off
think about what you're
players.
doing there. That's probably
Yeah.
not right.
I like horse trading.
But,
I love it.
my point was, I agreed with
We've
that.
already
My
thought
point
about
was,
everything, Joe.
in
Come
fantasy
on.
football, we had a
5
3-minute
minutes.
talk
Yeah.
about this before I had to take a leak. In fantasy football, you do have like auctions on players.
Yeah,
My thing is,
exactly.
it would be a bad look
Yeah. It's not good.
Social media would destroy you for
I'll
that.
buy that
you know,
guy. Right. Yeah,
the S
exactly.
word would be used.
Yeah, yeah. Which look, anything to enhance the experience for the player, create that excitement, drive that engine that is college football. That'd be great.
And get them paid.
Yeah, exactly. I have no problem with that. I'm all for that.
And get us paid, of course.
Yeah. All right. So let's hit the college football playoff just real quick because we've teased it more than most.
Thursday. So Thursday, Friday for the semifinals.
That was a hell of a tease we just did right there, by the way.
But let's also go through where all these games will be played once the 12-team playoff does take effect, Matt, because that's obviously something in the FCS level.
Yeah.
They've had home games.
So first
for the
round
higher
games
seeds.
will be on campus.
Right. Which,
just for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Right, which they've had that in the FCS forever, and if anything, it's a positive.
My guess is when they go to the new, they're negotiating right now the new contract, which begins in 26. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if the new contract is all 12 teams are at large. There's no automatic championship teams,
right?
Which is what the SEC and the Big Ten want.
That's what we all want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what everybody
We want
wants,
the best
right?
teams.
Except for the non-Big Ten and
Right.
SEC.
The group of
conferences.
5 and the
they don't want that.
Yeah.
So that's a point, and then the next point is how many games are on campus.
Because if you think about it, if you have buys,
How many rounds are on campus?
Right. If you think about this, Leon, if you have the first round bye for the first 4 teams, because they're the best, and then they get to sit, rest their players, do whatever, and then the next 4 get to host home games, and then those first 4 come back into the next round, and they have to
And
go
it's bowl
off-site.
games, right, yeah.
Instead of having a home game, they get ripped off. They do.
Yeah, because they go to a neutral site.
Yeah.
I mean,
instead
whereas
of,
50,
if they're the best team, they should
they're the
have
best team. They should
It'll
have
change
to-
in 26.
It'll have to change because I mean, if I'm on the Final Four and the team comes in play and we play at a neutral site, and if it's near their campus, they might get more than us. I mean, I'm just saying that you want to get the Final Four guys the competitive advantage.
Of course
over
you
the
do.
lower tiers.
Then why else would they be trying to get to the 4?
Exactly.
Of course you do, right?
Exactly.
So
Right.
that's the whole point. I think the
So
first
then
round will
you're
be
saying that
the
would
first
be-
round will be campus.
That would be back-to-back weeks.
The quarters will be campus, and then I think the semifinals will start the bowls.
Yeah, and so that goes back to the big 3 of
like what it is now.
host sites right
Yeah,
now.
what it is now.
And then the rest of them have to figure out. Because honestly, we think about this, still going to jam up the Gator Bowls, the Orlandos.
Well, there's still going to be bowls.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. It's just going to jam them up.
Miami has to play somewhere.
No, it's not going to hurt the bowls.
The
I mean,
toilet
like
bowl.
Notre Dame and South Carolina would not have made the 12-team playoff.
No, I totally
Yet
get
that
it.
was a great game.
Yeah, there will still be spots for those. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's just taking more attention away.
Like take it for instance. Let's say Georgia's one of the Final Four. Oregon wins in the and
The
they're both
Pac-12.
and then Oregon has to. They're one of the 5 through 12s, and
Right.
Georgia's one of the top 4. And the bowl games at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, right. That would
Or-
be hosing Georgia.
That would be hosing Georgia
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we getting reseeding?
I don't think so. You know why? It's
because they want a bracket.
Yes, it's all about the bracket with them.
NBA's too.
Because the college sports
I don't
in
need to
general
reseed.
is all about the bracket.
Yeah, I don't need
It's
to
moving on. And they want to show the people grabbing their team name and
Especially
moving
with a
it
short
forward.
amount of games that you
It's
play.
their brand, so they want to keep it.
Although it will screw, some teams.
But you pull off an upset, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Before we break, we do have someone who, our idea, Matt, he says, y'all have completely set aside the education part of college football, which to
Bro,
me,
that was set
that's,
aside a
yeah,
long time ago.
you're way too late. bro.
You're late to the party, my man.
They're going to get
Education?
paid
Yeah.
before we ever start talking about education again.
Yeah, here's an education. Here's a
That
check.
has been thrown out the window so long ago.
A long time ago.
The fact that they taking the finals and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to figure that out on your own now.
Tutors will come along with them. They'll
Tutors.
take tests for them. It'll all be done. It'll all be done. All right, Big Sirs, enjoy the
A
rest of the
college
afternoon.
football tradition like no other. Tutors taking tests for
No
players.
other.
By the way,
I
JJ,
remember-
real quick on the text line, they said if you go to New Orleans, watch out for Dylan Mulvaney.
Who's that?
See there?
What happened?
There is that.
There is
is
that.
Yeah. All right, Sirs, enjoy.
All right.
He's out the door. We've got injuries to throw Gio's way. That'll be coming up. The Golf Club of Southampton bringing you today's show. Don't forget 9 after 5 tonight. A little after 5, we tee it. We've got a nice game going, 9 holes, food, and prizes afterwards. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
1010XL puts the ball in play-by-play. Kick on the way!
impeccable today.
From way downtown, that ball's ripped.
For play-by-play, it's 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. If you're looking for a real solution to your thinning hair or hair loss, call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS.
What's causing your hair to fall out? Can your hair grow back? Get to the root of your problem with IHRS Hair and Scalp Analysis. This analysis magnifies your hair and scalp 400 times to see what procedures can restore your hair. Call right now for your free analysis, 904-777-IHRS, or visit hairforme.com. Stop wasting money on solutions that don't work. IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years. They are the only clinic to offer the trademarked multi-unit hair grafting PRP platelet-rich plasma and the NeoGraft FUE hair transplant procedure.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS or visit hair4me.com. Hairforme.com.
The team at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to book your next round of golf with us. At Hidden Hills, we love the game, and we'll provide you with a memorable golf experience at one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
How large are the Rocky Mountains? The answer coming up.
How long has it been since you compared homeowners' insurance rates? Log on to southernoak.com to find an agent or get an instant quote online. Find us at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Rocky Mountains stretch for over 3,000 miles from British Columbia in Canada all the way south to New Mexico.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
'Tis the season to be cool. Florida Home AC wants to make sure you're not cooked like a Christmas goose this summer. Make sure your AC unit is ready for the heat, and if it's time to look at replacement, look for quality and value. You'll get that from Florida Home AC. And right now, take advantage of $1,750 off a brand new heating and AC unit. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for all the details and trust a company that will always keep you cool. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 3rd, 2018, Atlanta Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan becomes the NFL's first $30 million per season player after agreeing to a $150 million contract extension.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hacker here for the Sausage Dude Sausage, the sausage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Sausage Dude Sausage is made from high-quality pork and carefully sourced spices that make it the best sausage I've ever tried. You can pick up the Sausage Dude Sausage at Publix locations all throughout Jacksonville. Try the Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with cheddar and jalapeno, or my favorite, the Italian. Take it from me, the Sausage Guy, and get to Publix today to get your hands on the Sausage Dude's Sausage.
If you want to get into broadcasting, 1010XL is partnering with the Broadcasters and Sportscasters Mentoring Group to offer on-air broadcast training to a select few. Find out how you can be mentored at getintobroadcasting.com. Getintobroadcasting.com.
Do you have a VA loan? In this housing market, homeowners with VA loans have access to a ton of instant cash. Hey, it's Prosser here. Do you need cash to pay off credit cards and other high-interest loans? Does a check for 80 or 90 grand sound about right now? Well, Loan Pronto is helping veterans every day get the money they need with a quick and easy zero-cost cash-out refi with zero closing costs. With a VA loan, it's really cool because you can access up to 100% of your home's value. Use that money to pay off credit cards, home equity lines, car loans, consolidate all your payments into one check per month, and close in 2 weeks. Most homeowners who do this end up cutting their overall monthly payments by $800. Loan Pronto's all-digital process makes it fast and easy. They're doing loans with super low APRs, and they love working with veterans. Call now to see what your options are. Call Loan Pronto at 999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or go to loanpronto.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
When you buy a used Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury part from Rusty Acres, the part is guaranteed, and they'll guide you on how to install it at no charge. For used Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury parts, call Rusty Acres at 786-1777.
Get ready to take your game to the next level at Best Bet. Come and experience the best in card games, top-notch hospitality, award-winning sushi, and nonstop fun at our Jacksonville and Orange Park locations. We've got something fun for everyone. Choose from a variety of exciting poker games, including limits to suit all skill levels. If you're looking to try something new, we offer easy-to-learn games like one-card poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and Pai Gow. You can also place bets on thrilling simulcast races while enjoying delicious food and drinks. See why we're the go-to destination for gaming and entertainment. Go to bestbetjacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in hot.
Fired up, ready to go. Gio in the house. He of Bari Orthopedics, fellowship trained under the renowned Dr. James Andrews. What do you say there, big fella?
Red Bull.
Yeah, you got a whole Red Bull. You come out of clinic, you come out of surgery.
You had a nice post for Dr. Andrews, speaking of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was his birthday.
Yeah, a legend.
Yeah, and he's ageless.
Because you can find Dr. Bari on the IG.
Oh, yeah, at Dr. George Bari. And you can definitely check it out. And you put some procedures up there, which is pretty cool. So if you have a sports injury question, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. We'll try and throw it Gio's way. It could be joint pain, maybe thinking about surgery, whatever it might be, PRP. All that stuff is out there. But I want to start out with one, and you just told me you just did this procedure. Ventrell Miller gets drafted, former Gator linebacker, drafted in the 4th round by the Jaguars. I was stunned he was the first defensive player taken. But you go back, he had surgery for a Jones fracture back in February, Doc. Now, he played as much as he could this past year, but ended up having that Jones fracture. Explain what it is and how serious it can or can't be.
Yeah, so Jones fracture, if you look at your foot, on the outside of the foot, you have that little bump area, not where the ankle is, but a little distal to that.
Okay.
And
Closer
that's your
to the pinky.
Your fifth, but yeah, midway. It's your fifth metatarsal.
Radio doctor.
And so the Jones fracture is a fracture of that proximal portion where the little bump is, and sometimes they have trouble healing, right? So you can let it try to heal, and if it doesn't heal, or if it's in a location where there's not good blood flow, depending on where it's fractured, you can do a surgery. You can put a screw in it, or you can put a small plate and screws, either or. And so that's what he just had done. And, normally people come back well from that. He's young. I'm sure they put a bone stimulator on it. The reason we do it is because these things have a tendency to not heal very well, and that's the worry with them. But I'm sure he did fine. He's young. They, maybe put some bone graft or bone stimulator, and, at this point I think he's doing well. And I wouldn't worry too much about it as long as it's healed.
Yeah.
What is the bone stimulator, by the way?
It basically allows the bone to communicate to each other from one to the other.
Is it like a chemical? What is it?
Nope. It's a device that you put on wherever the fracture is,
right?
And you turn it on, and you don't feel anything. People actually wonder if
really?
if
like
it
electric
works.
Charge.
Yeah, you have to put a little ultrasonic gel on it, which comes in the packet.
Wow.
And allows the bones, basically the cells from each side of the bone, to communicate and to travel across each other to heal.
Before we segue to the NBA playoffs and injuries there as well as baseball, do want to hit one more from the NFL draft. Andrew Voorhees, the offensive lineman out of USC, he was the player that suffered a torn ACL at the NFL Combine, Doc. He still put up 38 reps on the bench, if you remember that one.
Yeah.
He falls to the 7th round. He was a projected somewhere between the 3rd and 5th round pick. He falls to the 7th round. The Ravens selected him. They say their plan is to essentially redshirt him. But I'm curious. I mean, ACLs these days, we talk about them all the time. That's part of why I'm throwing this one at you on the spot. But we talk about it all the time. Do you have any inkling as to why? Because I sure as heck don't know, why someone would fall if that's an injury that we now have determined athletes come back from all the time.
I mean, I think we talked about this. The studies were 80-85% come back to pre-activity levels. So you still have 15% of people who are not going to come back like they were. And then I think also a lot of it, he just had it. We don't know how his rehab is going. What if he's one of those guys where the rehab's not doing too hot and he's delayed? And then you said projected 4th to 5th round in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think people in that round, maybe people aren't willing to take a chance on a 4th or 5th round pick and still take them. Where I think if someone who was an elite athlete, maybe, I'm not saying he's not, but, you know, first rounder, let's say the first rounder isn't as good as he used to be. Maybe that equals to a 3rd or 4th rounder, even if he drops a little bit. But if a 4th or 5th rounder drops, then that's a big problem.
Right.
So, I mean, just kind of maybe that's the reason.
All right, let's get to the baseball diamond. My guy, Aaron Judge, goes on the IL, Doc, with a right hip strain. Suffered it while awkwardly sliding into third base on a stolen base attempt on April 26th, so that would be last Wednesday. He's scheduled to start hitting, though, this upcoming Monday, per the reporters up in New York. What is a right hip strain exactly?
Yeah, I mean, it's very vague. They're just kind of giving you the area. It's the front of the hip, where you think of, I would say, hip flexors, where you try to stretch those out. That's what I would assume they're talking about when they say hip strain. But he probably just tweaked it the way his leg was bent when he slid into the base. Sounds like it wasn't too bad of an injury because he's coming back within a week.
Yeah,
I think
it
was.
If I'm 6'7" and barreling towards trying to get a stolen base, that's a lot of big machinery moving. Staying in the baseball world, Bryce Harper, he had Tommy John.
Yes.
Now you and I talked about him. I can't remember how many times we talked about him with the fractured hand and everything. Anyway, he came back last year, got Philly to the World Series, but Tommy John cleared to return. Didn't get a hit last night, but he's only coming in as DH. So what should they expect from him, and how hard is it? I mean, we're talking about not a pitcher, but an outfielder and a guy that's going to try and swing the bat.
He looked bad last night, by the way.
Yeah.
Just swinging the bat.
Yeah.
And I think it's been 6 months, correct?
Yeah.
Very
right
short.
in that neighborhood.
Yeah. And so I've read reconstruction. I've read repair. I'm not sure which one it was. I'm assuming it's repair because he came back in 6 months, unless they're trying some new, quicker rehab stuff. But 6 months is still very soon for a reconstruction. But anyways, what can you expect? Probably what you saw him do. I mean, it's a tough thing to come back from. Luckily, he's not a pitcher, so that's a plus. And DH is better than being on the field having to throw.
But do you have athletes or have heard or talked with that where they're a little more tentative, and you can't be tentative at the plate?
I think anytime you have an injury, it's normal to be a little bit more tentative when you start, and then also to be rusty.
Yeah.
No matter how much you practice, is different than being in a game. We all know that. So, I think it's not abnormal that he went 0 for 4, didn't do well. I think if he's going to come back to what he is, just give him some time, and he'll come back, and slowly they're going to get him back to throwing.
It says surgically repaired, if that means
okay,
anything.
Yeah, so that's why it's the 6 months.
If you're using one as just a comp, Shohei Ohtani underwent Tommy John early October 2018, came back May the next year, so that's a little bit longer than what Bryce just did. He went from November to May. Ohtani comes back, didn't have much of a problem. He certainly wasn't the same guy. But anyway, 18 home runs when it was all said and done, played 106 games, batted .286 during the 2019, and then didn't go back to the mound until 2020.
Yeah, I was going to say he didn't pitch that year, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean the UCL is really big. I mean, it's big even when you bat, but much bigger when you're torquing that arm to get that throw.
All right, to the NBA we go. A guy that when we brought up his name during the break, Dr. Bari, you just kind of rolled your eyes, that being one Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. So it's a right knee strain or sprain?
I believe sprain. I'm
sprain
pretty
versus
sure.
strain, the never-ending argument,
right.
the chicken or the egg. Doc, the thing is that because they swept the Nets, he had 6 days rest. Still didn't play in Game 1 against the Celtics. What do you make of this injury?
He has I think a knee brace on. He's supposed to play today. I read somewhere that has an ACL sprain and an LCL, which I don't know how you can. Someone mentioned that they diagnosed that based off the video. I'm not quite sure how you diagnose the ACL from the video, but
could be a TV doctor, like I'm a radio doctor.
6
I do it
days
all the time.
is a little soon to come back from all that, if it is all that.
Right.
So who knows what it is?
And we're talking a 7-footer too.
Yeah,
that's the next thing I was going to ask you. He had injury problems last year too in the playoffs.
He always did something with his knee. Every playoffs he does something with his knee.
So that's my question.
Because he's falling all the time.
Is it just he's a big dude and the constant pounding? You get to the end of the season, there's wear and tear.
I mean, there's definitely wear and tear. I know you don't expect that from MVP athletes. But
hey, listen, that load management helped him.
Sounded a
by
little
the way,
bitter right
the
there,
Joker
George.
was more load management than Joel was. That was the big argument. So, bitter Miami Heat
But is that
fan.
possible? That he's a big guy. And it's
yeah,
just
I mean,
wear and tear?
absolutely. And then maybe he's had injuries. I don't know if it's the same knee he's been injuring, but if it is the same knee, he could just have now this knee's injured and just has a chronic injury that due to playing professional sports, and now is just kind of prone to it.
Yeah, 29 years of age. Georgie Buckets, we'll ask you about Jimmy Buckets, who had it's called a right inversion ankle sprain. What do you think?
Yeah, it's just when you twist your ankle to the inside, right, and it's a normal ankle sprain. Supposed to be back by Saturday, and then the Knicks can finally, go home after a couple more games.
Hey, listen, at least you got one out of New York.
As long as Scott Foster doesn't ref the game.
Did you like the all-star lineup that was courtside of Aaron Rodgers, what's his name from Entourage, and Sauce
everyone.
Gardner? Yeah.
Although Aaron Rodgers had no facial expression when the Knicks were cutting the game, or getting back in the game with a couple
he's
minutes
like, who am I
left.
supposed to be rooting for again? Where am I at?
Where are the Bucks? Where is Giannis?
But
when do I
listen,
chug a beer?
Yeah, you're a bitter Heat fan with the officiating.
Yeah, it was horrible yesterday.
Yeah. Groin strain for Chris Paul. Yeah. That's another one that's really hard to diagnose.
Yeah, but he's out. I think he's out for a couple games.
Day to day.
Is it?
They said day to day.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those, just like we mentioned earlier. We'll see if he plays or not.
All right, so off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, you can hit us with a question for Gio, and if we miss it, we'll try and get it on Breaking Bones Sunday morning. Ask the doc. I'm a 50-year-old male, avid golfer, also played baseball and softball for the last 40 years. I now have terrible sharp pain on my right outer forearm that shoots into my elbow. Absolutely do not want to stop playing golf. I could have typed this, but this is starting to interfere with everything I do. What do you recommend?
Sounds like he has a lot of condylitis, tennis elbow, right? And you don't have to play tennis to have tennis elbow. That's just what we call it. I do physical therapy. You could try cortisone shot, but I do physical therapy, rest. You could do a forearm splint, which will help you from using those muscles, or you can use a tennis elbow strap.
Yeah,
I like the splint myself, but either one of those with some physical therapy and some anti-inflammatories can help.
Because people don't realize it's the elbow action.
Your lateral condylitis is where your wrist extensor is attached. So if you put a wrist splint on and you can't move your wrist, then those muscles that attach to the epicondyle don't work.
Yeah.
And so now you rest the area.
Yeah, exactly. PRP, definitely, you can check that out. You've got the latest and greatest when it comes to that, and I've had it, and it works, that's for sure. All right, Breaking Bones Sunday morning, Doc.
Sunday morning.
Don't forget, podcast form.
Yeah, Apple, Google, Spotify, and then on 1010XL website.
And then the gram?
Dr.George Barry.
Yeah, I love it. He loves it. He loves it. He's like, please, will you mention
Well, I
my
just
Instagram?
love that it's he posts to the gram, his staff posts to the gram, some of the action shots.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a
show
whole
it.
team.
Yeah, they show it. They show what's up.
I need him to teach me how to be overseeing the 1010XL social channels because he's the master.
Yeah. You need to get a drone inside there. That would be cool. That would be cool. All right, we head into the 2 o'clock hour, talk Kentucky Derby. We're going to talk to one of the coaches of one of your future Jacksonville Jaguars. Matter of fact, Brenton Strange and Parker Washington, both of those guys coming out of State College, PA. So we'll be doing that coming up in the 2 o'clock hour, thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton. A beautiful Wednesday. Call 287-PLAY. Get on the tee sheet for a little 9 after 5 tonight. Brother Seeley is coming out to join us, and I hear one Matt Hayes may be his playing partner this afternoon.
We'll see.
Find out how good your game is.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Tell me, do you remember anything?
Happiness. And you know what happiness is? Happiness
is 1010XL.
Okay, good tip.
Attention car buyers, are you noticing markups on vehicles on dealer lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. Ask for Derek or Brian, where we have fair value pricing, no additional markups, as well as the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. That's only at Key Buick GMC. We are professional grade across from Tinseltown on the corner of Southside and Gate, or go to our website, keybuickgmc.com.
Mia here. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino, canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Sign up today at MyBookie and check out their revamped online casino. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
At Duck Duck Rooter, we do it all when it comes to septic systems. Full system installations, we install drain fields, septic tanks, sump pumps, perform full septic inspections.
Excuse me?
Yes?
A new septic system installation requires a permit. Do you handle the application and all the paperwork?
Yes, we do that too.
Whew.
For all septic services and installations, trust the Duck.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Hi, I'm Niall Lawrence Stample, owner of NLS Cleaning and former Florida State national champion. When it comes to cleaning the exterior of your home or business, NLS Cleaning is a team you can count on. Our winning strategy tackles any tough job, from soft washing to gutter cleaning, paver sealing and window cleaning, and everything in between. Call the pros at NLS Cleaning to get a champion's clean. Visit nlscleaning.net or call 904-708-8802.
Warm weather means the beach, fishing, golf, and more. Make sure to drop into Daly's and grab a cold case to go. From Bud Light to their seltzer, from Mick Ultra to Modelo, or your favorite crafts like Bold City or Sweetwater. Grab and go at your local Daly's.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pick up basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at barryorthopedics.com.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
It's your go-to for golf talk. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
All we need to do is develop the rest of your game. Then you'll be unstoppable, son.
Get local updates, gear reviews, and all things golf talk. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Men, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction or PE and frustrated taking pills that don't work, Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that effectively treat your problem. 98% of patients experience immediate results during their first office visit. And for a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Rubinski. The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center offer the most advanced treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Now men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
Guys, to eliminate your frustration in the bedroom, call Prime Men's Medical Center now to take advantage of this exclusive limited-time offer. Your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free, and you'll see instant results right in the office. Call now, 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. In recent tier rankings on Good Morning Football, Kyle Brandt put Trevor Lawrence in Tier 6 in the AFC behind Jimmy Garoppolo, Russell Wilson, and Deshaun Watson. Mike Garafolo responded with thoughts on Trevor being even better this year.
Mike, what do you think? Here's Trevor with an arrow to show you which direction he's going to go, because this upcoming season, year 2 for him, is where quarterbacks really jump up. Wait a second. Jason McCourty just looked at me and said, can you count, dude? It's year 3 for him. No, it's not. I agree. That first year never happened. I agree. Doesn't exist. The Urban Meyer experience, throw it out. This is year 2 with Doug Peterson, and he did a great job in year 1. I think they're going to be even better in year 2.
83 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Condition. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
I wouldn't mind when I do go down the stretch they come, my final resting place. I wouldn't mind if they played this in the background.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, honestly. I've picked that spot out. I wouldn't mind if I could hear the horns coming down the stretch. All right, that does mean the first of 3 Triple Crown races. Is just such a fun part of the year, and a guy who I hope rakes cash in left and right is going to help us try and rake cash in left and right. Dick Girardi joins us as we talk the Kentucky Derby, first Saturday in May. Welcome in, Dick. How are you?
I'm great, guys, and that would be awesome if I get that Dave Johnson who had trademarked down to come just for. I'll get him to make that call for
That'd be beautiful.
At your last race. We'll
exactly. You're going to have to be there and drink a mint julep with me or something. All right, so let's get into these horses. And, I always like to preface the Kentucky Derby, and you can certainly do a better job than I can of kind of giving us a sense for it. But it's wide open, which means you're going to get perhaps better betting odds. So what does this field of 3-year-olds look like for the Derby on Saturday?
Yeah, that is why everybody likes to gamble on this race, because the potential payoffs are just outrageous. The problem is it's really hard. Like last year, we had an 80-1 shot that I couldn't have picked if you gave me 19 chances. I still wouldn't have had them. But even the favorite this year, won the Florida Derby downstate at Gulfstream Park. He's probably going to be 4 or 5 to 1, Forte, and he's got a great record. I mean, 6 out of 7. He's won 5 in a row. He's the 2-year-old champ, won the Florida Derby. Anything that you like, you will get prices you would not get in a normal race, say a 7 or 8 horse field. The fact that it's 20 means there just can't be any 6 to 5 shots. Just doesn't work that way.
So is Bob Baffert? Is he still banned, or does he have one more year? Or when does he come back?
Right, he is banned until 7 p.m. on Saturday.
What?
Once it goes final.
After the race.
Right, exactly. When the race goes, this Derby, really once they come out of the starting gate, I think his ban is up. His ban around the country has been over for over a year now. But Churchill Downs had a 2-year ban after the Medina Spirit incident from 2 years ago, so he can't run. He's actually got a horse in there, Reincarnate, who he trained until late February. That will be one of the Derby horses. But, no Mr. Baffert, but he will be in Baltimore for the Preakness and can be in New York for the Belmont and can be anywhere else in the country. It has been able to do that for over a year now.
Now, Forte, the favorite to win, at least as of this writing, at 3 to 1. He is a Florida. He's a Florida-born horse. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Now, he actually was born in Kentucky, but he won the Florida Derby, and he's been training in Florida all year long. So from that standpoint, we'll call him a Florida.
Yeah, we'll call him a Florida horse, just because we want some representation up there in the Bluegrass State.
I get it.
Odds that he wins. Obviously, he carries a 5-race win streak into the Derby this weekend.
Yeah, look, I think he's going to be the post-time favorite, and he should be. He's by far the most accomplished horse in the race. And in horse racing, the top races like the Derby are what's known as Grade 1 races. this group of 20 has won 7 combined Grade 1 races. Well, 4 of them are by Forte. So he's won more than the rest of the other 19 horses combined. So by accomplishments, he's it. The question is, has he improved that much from 6 months ago when he won the Breeders' Cup and the 2-year-old championship? By my numbers, he really hasn't. He hasn't gotten any faster, and some other horses have caught up to him. And, of course, the Derbies, right, like the Final Four, right after we have all the Florida Derbies, that's the regional, and then we get to the finals. So all of the best horses are showing up here, and some of them have improved a little quicker than Forte has.
Dick Girardi joining us. He certainly knows the racing industry as good as anybody out there, and you can definitely check out the odds. If we take a look, Todd Pletcher is definitely one of the guys that we just mentioned what has happened with some of the other guys who have been in trouble, but Pletcher, 3 starters. Tappet Trice is definitely one of the favorites, but I'm looking and I'm seeing a couple of other guys that might draw some decent, or a couple of other horses that might draw some decent odds.
So, yeah, as we speak now, the odds on betonline.ag, Forte is the favorite at 13-4, meaning if you bet $4, you win 13. You just mentioned Tappet Trice, the other Pletcher horse at 6-1, and Kings Barnes is the third Pletcher horse. He's listed at 14-1 on BetOnline at the moment. And there are all these cool prop bets on there. Like, I mean, I love all these prop bets. You know, like for the Super Bowl, like one of them is, will the winner go wire to wire in the Derby? And yes to that is plus 320, meaning you get 320 to 3.2 to 1. And I think there's that chance. I kind of like that prop bet on BetOnline.
So, Dick, we all bet on horses. There's no doubt about that. The names.
Yes, sir.
The names, the big names. So I'm gonna give you this trifecta.
All right.
And I want you to tell me what it looks like. I like Hit Show, Two Fills, and Rocket Can.
Two Fills is my pick in the race, so I certainly like that pick. Hit Show is not out of the question. I'm not a big Rocket Can fan in this particular race, but yeah, that's a 3-1 and 18. You got to love a 3-1 and 18.
So Matt's going based off, I think, names that he likes, Dick. But
That's okay.
I remember
That's
we
all
did
right.
this with you last year. Let's talk strategy.
All right.
The post positions are set as of Monday. The post positions are set. What post has won the most coming out of winning the Kentucky Derby / is there an advantage to being earlier in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth post versus towards the end?
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. Now, interestingly enough, the 17 has never won, which is kind of bizarre because the 18 has won, the 21 last year. The 1 hasn't won since 1986, so that's going back a long way. But I would look at it like, who was in that post? How many contenders are really in there? It's relevant, but I don't think it's all that big a deal because keep in mind, after like 5 seconds into the race, everything you thought might have been was going to happen, it could be total chaos, and the post positions will have nothing to do with it. I have a tendency to look like what running styles are near horses that I like. Like, are somebody going to come over and bump me? That kind of stuff. That's what I want to know. And Two Fills has the 3, and I can see him getting a pretty nice, comfortable trip in there.
Yeah, I like Two Fills for sure. And then Kings Barnes, when you're talking about the weather, how much will that influence one jockey, one horse combo or another?
Yeah, it's a factor, but it's one of those that you can't really quantify it. So I have a tendency to just ignore it unless I know for sure there's a horse that just hates a sloppy track or loves it.
Right.
And it looks like we're getting a fast track. I think there's a chance for some rain on Friday.
Some
Oaks Day. Yeah, where there'll only be 120,000 people there.
Mother was a mother. Father was a mother.
There you go. But I think we're going to get a fast main track on Saturday at Churchill Downs.
Give me a long shot that you love, Dick.
7, Reincarnate. I think he's got a chance to be loose on the lead. If he comes out of the first turn in front at like 40-1, start rooting, guys, because I'll have him.
And he's right now, when you look at it, 33-1, and we mentioned, as you said, you could have bet 19 times and you would not have had the 80-1 choice last year.
Nah, Rich Strike is interesting. I mean, Rich Strike wasn't even in the race until Friday morning. Remember, he needed a horse to scratch to get into the race, and
it was a great story, though.
That was an awesome story, and I looked at the form because I hadn't really paid attention to him all week because I didn't think he was going to be in a race. I looked at the form, and he'd run against Epicenter, who was the favorite one time in New Orleans in like December, and was beaten I mean, you couldn't see him. You needed binoculars to see him. He was so far back. And I'm going, there's no way this horse can win. And then I'm watching the race, and I'm going, who is that? Who is number 21 that just beat me? And it was Rich Strike. Couldn't have found him. Hasn't won since.
Dick, you have Reincarnate at 33-1?
Yep.
Okay.
He's 33 at Bet Online at the moment. Now, you can get that at the moment. Now, that obviously could change by Saturday. But, yeah, 33-1 at Bet Online at this moment.
I saw a couple books that posted notes on CBS Sports from yesterday that said 50-1. So, I mean, it looks like the odds may be trending, in your favor a little bit. So I like that pick.
Right.
Go ahead.
He's listed as 50 on the Churchill Downs morning line. That's just a line that each person has different lines. But the bottom line is the bettors will determine, who's what price by how much money is bet on Saturday.
Right. You have to accept those odds at post time. It's just the way it is.
You gave us some good horse stories. Are there any jockeys in the field that you know of that have any good stories we should be rooting for?
Well, probably the jockey. I mean, the best jockey in the country for several years now has been Irad Ortiz Jr. And he's on the favorite. He's on Forte. And like a lot of his compatriots, he's won all the big races except the biggest race there is. He hasn't won the Derby yet. So I think he would be an interesting guy to root for on Saturday.
All right, that's beautiful. Dick Girardi, we always appreciate it, bro. Let's find out if we can come up with a winner, a long shot, and Reincarnate. We'll definitely put on our list. Raise Kane, I've got on my list, and Kings Barnes. We'll see whether or not they can come through.
And
two fills.
Exactly. And 2 fills. Yeah, let's get 2 fills home. If he gets home, I'll be happy. And if it somehow comes 3 and 7, people might not be able to find me for a while.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
All right, we appreciate it. And, Kings Barnes is at least when you take a look at Todd Pletcher's horses, not necessarily the best odds, but that's just one that I think you have to take a look at.
I might have to put a bill down on Reincarnate.
Yeah.
Just to see.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, especially if it has moved a little bit from a long 50-1 to a 33-1 choice. And then you just take a look at where they line up, and there have been more coming from those outside posts recently than I think we had seen in a while. Raise Kane is a long shot, but coming out of the 16 post. And then, the other ones that I'm looking at are inside. Kings Barnes 6, as you said, 2 fills is a coming out of the 3 post. And then his Reincarnate's coming out of the 7 post.
Forte's coming out of the 15.
Yeah. And so there you go. I mean, that would be the favorite, would be coming from one of those outside posts.
How great is it that Rich Strike has not won?
That's so
since?
funny, man.
And it's expected.
How crazy is it that the best jockey in the world hasn't won the Kentucky Derby? What's won?
Yeah, when I was in my horse race, you remember 2020?
Oh yeah,
when you were
when I
jonesing for
when I needed something to bet on, and sports were shut down for a few months. I was big in the horse racing.
Yeah,
and Irad Ortiz was one of the guys that I would always bet on.
And
He's
then
a
who
great
was
guy.
our dude that kept winning the Derby? The old man. He just kept winning.
Spanish guy.
Yeah, the Spanish
well,
guy.
we just played Espinosa with his win.
Okay, that's who I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, but I'll have to think.
There's that guy that's on the NBC broadcast, that white dude, who's like still jockeys some races, but he's also an analyst. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he's definitely been around for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. We'll keep an eye on
He's no
this.
Randy Moss.
Yeah, and he is Randy Moss on Saturday, different from the Randy Moss that you see on Sundays. But he'll break it down as well. I'll come up with my my other jockey. I got to take a look at those guys that are on the horses and ladies that definitely have a chance maybe to take one to the winner's circle. It's XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Anyone else want some wild hog for breakfast?
The Drill. Make your mornings hog wild with 1010XL.
Yeah. Turn up the heat. Go on and get some, boys. Come on.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back. and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Crystal, COO with Remedy Staffing. As employers, labor trends continue to keep us guessing. Is the job market strong? And what is worker availability going to look like? Well, February's BLS job report indicated that we have a hot job market and that Jacksonville's unemployment rate is 2.5%, 1% lower than our national average. So if you're interested in workforce solutions and how our team can help you, please call or text me at 904-329-9802.
Tired of the same old places for happy hour? Downtown's best is at Bellwether. It's Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 7, with the exception on Friday when happy hour starts at 11 because why not? For all you late-nighters, Bellwether offers nightcap specials on Friday and Saturday from 9 to 11. Want a snack with your cocktail? Bellwether has a unique bar food spread. And guess what? All metered parking is free after 6 and weekends. That's Bellwether downtown.
He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial and residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights as well. 10-year workmanship warranty, financing available, military and senior citizen discounts, no subcontractors. Mention this ad at the time of the estimate and receive $500 off any new re-roof. Call Mark today, 982-4052, 982-4052, licensed and insured.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org.
Apply by May 18th.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
The Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa is the perfect place for indulging in a pampering spa treatment. This Mother's Day season, give the gift of wellness with a gift card and take advantage of the spa's current promotion. Buy a $75 gift card or more and guests get a credit towards a future service. With healing massages, revitalizing facial treatments, and more, a day at the Sawgrass Spa makes a perfect gift for everyone. Purchase in person at Sawgrass Spa during operating hours.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Our guy, Dick Girardi. Always a pleasure to join him during Kentucky Derby week. And, of course, you can check out Bet Online, MyBookie, all of our other good friends
You
from
threw
here at 1010XL.
Sportsline out there with their latest odds, too.
Yeah, exactly. Check out the odds. Forte, I'm claiming him.
Mm-hmm.
Florida's own.
Florida Derby.
I don't usually like the favorite, though.
But I want to say that Forte might have won the Arkansas Derby, or excuse me, the Louisiana Derby. No, Kings Barnes. I like to look at the Arkansas Derby, Louisiana, and the Florida, all of them. Kings Barnes won the Louisiana, so that's one of the ones that I'll probably have my eye on. Arkansas Derby winner, also one to watch. But, yeah, you're trying to figure out exactly which one of those will translate to the Churchill Downs.
Forte won the Breeders' Cup as well.
Yeah.
Big
Oh, yeah.
one.
Great unintentional segue there, Joe C. Because I have a funny one for you guys. I'm not sure if you caught this one from over the weekend. Sacramento Kings rookie Keegan Murray, once upon a time a Cedar Rapids Prairie and Iowa star that I covered, revealed that part of his rookie duty was picking up Chick-fil-A for the entire Kings roster. He estimates that each road trip he was picking up north of $300 in Chick-fil-A every single road trip.
And you know what? You don't get to eat it all, but you got to eat that tab. You got to eat that tab. That's a lot. But Leon would always say it was Chicken Mondays or whatever, or Chicken Wednesdays for the rookies, and they always had to bring it in. That's for sure. I got one stat to throw at you all that just I think it's worth pointing out in the football world that just kind of cracks me up a little bit, but this is real. The 10-10 take. How about it?
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
You know, young rookie for the Sacramento Kings, who knows what he'll grow up to be, right? Pat Mahomes grew up to be a superstar. And I read this, and I'm like, wow, this is how quickly it can happen for one and how long it may not happen for the other. The 10-10 take, Pat Mahomes has been to 3 times the Super Bowls as A.A. Ron has, in 1/3 the number of seasons as Aaron Rodgers has as a starter. That is how quickly you can ascend to be a star. And when Aaron Rodgers won his first, what did he think? I'm going to be back for many more, and I'm going to win a bunch more. And here he is, leaving his old team to his new team, and he is 38, going on 39, and still has not won his second Super Bowl. And so it is not easy. So you got to hope here in Duval that Trevor Lawrence gets to one, gets to more than one, and wins more than one. Because if it happens, it's a team game, and it's so hard to win them. Yet, Pat Mahomes, 1/3 of the time as a starter, and has already won 3 times as many Super Bowls. Has been to 3 times as many Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers has. He has won 2 rings. That's the 10-10 take. Think about that now. Mahomes is in a great situation. Aaron Rodgers, I thought he was in a great situation. Didn't you? I thought he was. I mean, if
kind of had his say of whatever he wanted to do, but evidently going to New York means he has even more of a say in terms of roster control.
Yeah, well,
I know plenty of head coaches that wish they had the roster control that Aaron Rodgers seems to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about personnel around him, but he's got better personnel around him now.
He does. And so the pressure is going to be there. It's going to grow with that. But there was a time when he had a lot of good around him. Now, there may have been times when the defense wasn't as good, the offensive line wasn't as good, the running game wasn't as good, whatever. But he's always been successful enough to get a team to the second week of the postseason, to get the number 1 seed or whatever, and yet he's won 1 Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes has been to 3 Super Bowls and has won a couple of them. It's crazy. It really is. Who do we have coming up? We have a co-offensive coordinator.
You do. It's Ty Howell from Penn State, the co-offensive coordinator, tight ends coach. He's going to talk to us about Brendan Strange.
Yes,
and Parker Washington.
Exactly.
As well, yeah.
2 guys in the offense that these Jacksonville Jaguars, Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson, drafted. So he'll be coming up on XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. The beach is calling, and she must go. Lauren Brooks.
Okay, that's not creepy.
Afternoons on The Franchi Show
Can you just back up a little bit?
on 1010XL.
I'm not a bikini waxer.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. You heard it here. They have revamped their online casino at MyBookie, and it is awesome. Dive into truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Hacker here, and you know that I'm a sausage guy. So let me tell you about the Sausage Dudes sausage. The Sausage Dudes use quality pork and carefully sourced spices to make the best sausage I've ever had. They have 4 outstanding flavors, including Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with cheddar and jalapeno, and my favorite, the Italian. You can pick up the Sausage Dudes sausage at Publix locations all throughout Jacksonville. So take it from me and head to Publix today to pick up the Sausage Dudes sausage.
1010XL would love to know what you like. Take the listener survey to tell us about you. You could win a Trevor Lawrence rookie football card or the chance to see Matchbox 20 at Daly's Place. Take the listener survey to tell us what you like at 1010XL.com.
Learn what it takes to make a great signal call.
Give me tear green right, 97 Busters.
And hear stories from a quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Who made that call?
Friday mornings on The Drill, brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security. Security and automation experts on 1010XL.
What if you could be credit card debt-free in 10 days and save as much as $1,000 a month? Loan Pronto's all-new Express Equity Line of Credit program is just what you need. Hey, it's Prosser here. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a small portion of the equity you have and enjoy a super low monthly payment. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days, and a $50,000 loan will only cost you around $400 a month. Use that money and pay off high-interest credit cards or do a home improvement project. You can access up to 90% of your home's equity, and 9 out of 10 homeowners won't even need an appraisal. So even if you did a total refi recently or just bought your home, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program. Stop the madness. Say no to 24% interest fees. Call Loan Pronto today. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or as always, you can visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Mia here, and this spring you might be wondering, why is the sky blue? How do flowers grow? And the biggest question of all, why buy from Arlington Toyota? I'll tell you why. First, peace of mind. Buy any new Toyota from Arlington and their lifetime warranty goes with you. That's unlimited time and unlimited miles. Plus, there's Arlington's 30-day exchange program. It's 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. You even get complimentary car wash with your service visit. Now you know why you should buy from Arlington. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
He's a former coach with 2 sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me, all natural. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
All right, 30 minutes to go here on XL Primetime. Pleased now to join the show with Ty Howell. Ty, the co-offensive coordinator and tight ends coach at Penn State. Ty, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on.
So, Ty, the Jags took two Penn State players. I want to focus first on your position group, and then we'll hit Parker Washington later. But, Brenton Strange was one of those guys that a lot of post-draft talk was about how he's a sleeper. He's been a sleeper. He's a guy that's going to really flourish in the NFL. Give us a breakdown on Brenton.
Yeah, Brenton was a tremendous player for us at Penn State in his time, and the biggest thing that makes him, I think, a guy that I think can break out is his versatility. He's what we talk about at Penn State, being a three-tool player. I mean, he's really good in the run game. He'll be physical, put his face on people, and do that. He's really good in the pass game. He's got really good change of direction, get separation, really good hands. And can create mismatch problems. And then, he's also he did some really good things in pass protection, doing some play action things, and when we were trying to take deep shots and being able to handle a defensive end and protection. So just his ability to line up all over the field, in the backfield, he's done some fullback stuff for us, and so that's really led to a lot of success. And I think also his ability to be a breakout player and at the next level.
Ty, kind of a twofold question from me. Number one, did you anticipate Brenton going on day 2 in that second round? And number two, he told us in the media room afterwards on Zoom that he had really had no communication with the Jaguars. The scouts said that they were around. They obviously communicated with one of your predecessors who was previously on the staff here. But at the same time, a little unique, right? That it doesn't seem like there was a ton of communication.
Yeah, absolutely. That was something, when Brenton got drafted, I talked to him about, because, obviously he'd been meeting with a lot of teams. And so, when he called me after the pick was in and I was like, man, how much time did you spend? He's like, not a ton. But I do know, obviously with Coach Bowen being there the previous year and his background with Brenton, I'm sure the Jaguars were able to get some insight from him on the type of player he was, and saw how he evolved in our offense, after Coach Bowen had left the past 2 years. And so, I wasn't surprised. I'd heard a lot of buzz about Brenton, just mainly because of that versatility I talked about. And then he went out and did what he was supposed to do in the combine and then also at Pro Day. And I think his tape speaks for itself. I mean, he loves playing the game of football. He's a football guy, high football IQ. And so, I was really happy to see him go there. I didn't necessarily know it would be the Jaguars, but, I did think he would get picked on day 2, because I think there were rumblings going around about how versatile and how much he can, do in an NFL offense.
Yeah, versatility, I think, is the key. We're talking with Ty Howell, coaches. He's co-offensive coordinator, coaches the tight ends up at Penn State. So we got Brenton Strange from a Lion to a Jaguar. And I think when you're coaching them, what are you, with a big-size guy like Brenton, I mean, that's the key, is to not let the defense know what you plan to do. That's what makes a good tight end.
Absolutely. Being able to be, on the line of scrimmage, hand in the ground, and the wing, split out, line up at number 1, in the backfield, and he's done all those jobs for us. And I think teams saw that he was able mentally, 1, to handle that, 2, physically be able to handle that and block 270, 80-pound defensive ends, and be on the perimeter and block nickels. And and then also get open against a different number of players and recognize coverages. And, so I think that was a big thing that people saw. And that just, when you watch Brenton's tape, I mean, you see him, he loves playing the game. He was so fun to coach because he was hanging on every word in the meeting room. He was playing as hard as he could. And just the way he approached every day. I mean, Brenton is a mentality guy. I mean, he helped the Penn State tight end room get better because of the way he approached everything, and that affected our offense and us being able to do the things we were able to do.
Ty, speaking of that room, an argument could be made that you had the best tight end room in the country last year, and may again with Theo Johnson, who's just a terrific player, Tyler Warren, and then your freshman Khalil Dinkins, who's also going to be a really good player. Can Brenton be a volume type guy in the NFL, you think?
Absolutely. We caught a bite of the injury bug a little bit last year, and Brenton played a ton of plays, throughout the season. I mean, he was one of our highest guys, on our team with volume of plays. And he can handle the volume mentally. I think one of the big things, really, Brenton's last 2 years, he started understanding how he needed to take care of his body, to be able to play, longevity in the NFL and those kind of things, because obviously that's a big piece for it too. But yeah, I think he can be a volume guy and handle a lot of different jobs and special teams. And I mean, heck, he played special teams here. I mean, he played on our punt team, he played on our kick return team, punt return. I mean, he's kind of done it all for us throughout his career, and so I can see him handling a really good volume.
Couple more for Ty Howell, the co-offensive coordinator and tight ends coach at Penn State. Let's take what you just said, Ty, and let's bring it to Jacksonville. I'm sure, being in the Pennsylvania area, you may be familiar with Doug Peterson and that Super Bowl team he had in the Super Bowl team he had in Philadelphia a couple of years back that prominently featured the tight end. Knowing Doug and some of the folks on this staff, how does Brenton fit in? And once you heard it was the Jaguars, did a light bulb go off, and did you say that makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was talking, with Brenton, right after the pick, and we were talking, and I was like, man, you're playing for Coach Peterson. That's the tight end driven offense. Seeing the things they did in Philly, I think Brenton can do a lot of those things. From obviously the run game, pass game, protections, all those things. I think he'll be a really good fit in the offense. Just from an outsider watching, what he did, there with a plethora of tight ends, and give you the ability to kind of be able to take advantage of each tight end skill set. So I know Brenton was excited. I was really excited, and think that it's a really good fit schematically.
We got to try and sneak in at least one Penn State general question before you go. But right. Parker Washington is another guy that this team drafted, and when you look at him, and heck, we can come up with all sorts of descriptions, but you describe to the Jaguar fans what you think he can be on this level.
Yeah, I think, the things that stick out about Parker, he's got elite quickness, and he's played a lot of football for us at Penn State and different offenses, and he's done things outside, he's done things in the slot. He's a very savvy, smart football player. I mean, he played as a true freshman for us, and has a good pedigree and background in football, and he's got elite hands. I mean, he makes some of the craziest contested catches and one-handers, and but he can create separation through his change direction. He was lightning in a bottle for us at times through his career at Penn State, and I think he can be a guy that is able to get on the field and create separation and through his change direction, and he's faster than you think. He's got a powerful lower body. He was exciting to watch and to have, in our offense. So I'm really excited that him and Brenton are down there together, and I think he could have a bright future.
Ty, with James' connections in the state of Florida, you guys get down here a lot recruiting. You got a good amount of Florida players in this team. Is this Penn State's most talented team, you think, in the last few years? Like, you guys have a chance to have a special season this year.
Yeah, every season takes on its different, its different shape. We're really excited about what we got coming back. We had a really good spring practice, but time will tell. We got to make sure that we're preparing, against ourselves here this camp and get ready for game one and take it day by day. But we're definitely excited about the guys we have on the roster and how our guys are working. They did a tremendous job this spring, and so we don't get caught up into what the outlook should be or anything like that. It's more of a 1-0 mentality and trying to take it day by day. But we definitely like what we have coming back and excited to get going this fall.
And I know you're especially happy about the quarterback situation. Obviously, you guys have a pretty heralded recruit taking over the reins for the veteran Sean Clifford, who, of course, was also drafted this weekend in the NFL draft. But speaking of the quarterback position, Ty, and we'll leave you with this, knowing that Trevor Lawrence is now the quarterback for Brenton Strange and Parker Washington, how can that elevate both of their games?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was another big thing. Like Brenton brought up to me, he's like, Coach, I get to play with an unbelievable quarterback and a guy on the rise and young guy and obviously been very successful, and Parker the same thing. So, I know that'll be a big piece of their development is getting with him and getting used to the things he does and the concepts they run and the things he likes. And so I told Brendan, I was like, man, just go spend as much time as you can with Trevor and get that rapport with him. But, that's obviously a huge advantage for any tight end or receiver coming into the NFL to have a elite quarterback to play with, and especially a guy who's on the rise. So I think it'll be really good for both those guys.
Hey, Ty, thanks so much for being so generous with your time. Good luck this season. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, Coach. That's awesome. Now, he comes in and he takes over, the co-offensive coordinator duties this year, coming out of last year. But those dudes, you look at what Penn State did, second most touchdowns from the tight end position in the country.
That tight end room last year was great. This year might even be better.
Right, because you were already high.
The freshman they got, that kid, they love that kid.
So Brenton Strange led the way in that room with 5 touchdowns. Theo Johnson had 4. Tyler Warren had 3. Khalil Dinkins 1.
And Theo Johnson will be a first-round pick.
Yeah.
And Dinkins eventually will be a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. And Coach and I, we did the Campo and Joe podcast, and one of the things that he 100% zeroed in on was Brenton Strange's downfield blocking. He said those other guys are actually, I fed off of what he said. I mean, those other guys, Christian Kirk, Zay, any of those guys, Calvin, if this guy's downfield taking a safety away from him, they will love him.
Right, and as much as, we talked about our boy Chris Manhertz being a 6th offensive lineman, he did the bulk of his blocking in the trenches. And while I think that is a piece that maybe Brenton Strange will grow into, I think being able to block at that second level, if the Jaguars are going to stretch the field vertically more than they have before, is going to equally be as crucial. I tried to avoid the Sean Clifford slander.
Well, yeah.
I tried as best I could. But, Matt, I mean, it can't be denied, right? For these two to go from Sean Clifford to Trevor Lawrence.
Oh my God, it's a huge jump. Yeah.
And by the way, the last part of what we saw of Sean Clifford's career
was a solid college quarterback.
Yeah, but the last little stretch was probably his best. Like the beginning, it was good. Then there was a lot of whatever, and then
he had some injuries. Yeah,
but it was pretty good towards the end.
Even if you're comparing him to Trace McSorley, like Trace McSorley at Penn State was like a 9.
That was a great college.
He was like a 9, and Clifford was probably like a 5.5.
Right, and Trace could do everything. He was running, he was doing everything. But I just love the fact that what he said about Parker Washington also fires me up. I don't know whether the guy makes the squad, goes through a year of practice squad. I have no idea. But I do like what he said about him and his ability to engineer open space in the field.
He could be their number 5. Yeah. I mean, he could easily be their number 5.
You never know.
How is he as a blocker? We probably should have asked that. Parker Washington. I mean, he's a smaller guy.
He's
big.
They got to block. Yeah. Those guys.
Well, that's part of the novelty of Tim Jones as your 5th wide receiver is the special teams value in the blocking because he's I think 6'3" or 6'4".
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we didn't really get to this today, but the guys that are on notice, Tim Jones is one of them. But yeah, a much bigger guy. But this guy might be a real good resource in the short passing game. We'll find out. All right, we're gonna say hello to the Frangie Show coming up next.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Where beating and banging is no harm, no foul.
He got moved and moved him back.
Sunday at Kansas. Brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube. Servicing every customer like they're famous. On Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss. And it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair. And that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Temperatures are rising. When you have an AC breakdown, you need help today. Fenwick Home Services is the expert cooling team you can trust to repair your system the same day, or it's free. Fenwick is Jacksonville's always-ready cooling and plumbing team, available 24/7, even nights and weekends with no emergency fees. Plus, Fenwick will keep your system covered with Florida's leading repair warranties. Call or book online at FenwickEasyBook.com. That's Fenwick, the letters EZBook.com.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I'm Niall Lawrence Stample, owner of NLS Cleaning and former Florida State National Champion. From soft washing to gutter cleaning, we're the exterior cleaning experts. Visit nlscleaning.net or call us at 904-708-8802.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars in their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
What's the weekend in sports look like? I'm Dan Hicken, and I'll give you my take on The Weekend with Dan. Find it on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan, brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
Listen for the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehabilitation House Call and the Frangie Show this Friday. They'll tell you about rehab parameters for baseball and softball players and the different tools available at JOI Rehab. JOI, where the pros go.
Tired of the same old places for happy hour? Downtown's best is at Bellwether. It's Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 7, with the exception on Friday when happy hour starts at 11 because why not? For all you late-nighters, Bellwether offers nightcap specials on Friday and Saturday from 9 to 11. Want a snack with your cocktail? Bellwether has a unique bar food spread. And guess what? All metered parking is free after 6 and weekends. That's Bellwether downtown.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM. For Mother's Day, call Zero Res. Hicken here. Till Mother's Day, get $50 off your tile and ground cleaning, or $50 off cleaning and sealing your granite countertops, or get both. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit TireOutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
Frank Frangie joins us now. We got the Frangie Show coming up from the baseball grounds last night.
Yeah, that was
same old, is it not, Frank?
It was. I'll tell you what a great setting.
Yeah. Oh, it sounded awesome between both shows.
And what a great setting. Crowd. The weather was spectacular. The crowd was great. It filled in. It was almost sold out like it always is. Had a great. Right now, Florida's got the upper hand because FSU's not a very
that's
good
why
team.
I said same old.
Florida's beating them 22 out of 26 now.
Can I give you another stat, another saucy nug, if you may? The announced attendance at last night's Florida State game, 8,210.
Nice.
The announced attendance at the Oakland A's game yesterday, 2,583.
Saucy nugs.
2,000.
So 4 times as
and
many.
By the way, I went home and watched Pirates Rays. Yeah. The announced attendance at the Rays Pirates was 10,235.
So not much more.
And no chance there was 10,000.
Oh yeah.
No
so
chance. No chance there was.
Well,
10,000.
you have said it a bunch. The fans that do show up see great baseball down there.
Yeah, that's right. It's great.
It's just not nearly enough.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
That ends when in 2 years at least. With that,
what's that?
With 2 years ends the Trop lease, right?
27.
27. So it's 3 years away. 4 years.
Yeah, and so and you talked about this when the A's exodus.
Yeah.
Will wake up that conversation again.
Right.
They could be at risk of losing it or doing something different down there.
Yeah, I think that they say they've got a stadium. Well, the team needs to go to Nashville. Nashville's going to – baseball's going to expand.
I hate Nashville.
Yeah, do you?
Well, I love it.
Can't they come to Jacksonville?
I love the place, but I hate them.
The baseball's going to expand to 32. So there's going to be 2 expansion teams, but they don't want to expand until the A's and the Rays got figured out.
Right.
The A's got figured out. They're going to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
So the Rays either need to announce a stadium or announce they're going to Nashville.
Yeah.
And then once that happens, then they'll expand to Portland and Montreal
Charlotte.
or Charlotte that's
and I'm joking when
probably
I say,
Charlotte. Yes.
I'm joking when I say I hate Nashville because I love it. My daughter lives there and all that. But Vegas and Nashville are the 2 winners of the biggest sports things going. Rich Eisen comes out the other day. He goes, every other year the draft should be in Nashville.
Right. Well, I heard that. Well, I'll tell you this. Nashville's going to get baseball. That's the next one coming. They've got hockey. They've got football. They're not getting basketball. Nashville, because Memphis has basketball. They're going to get baseball. It's just a matter of whether the Rays move or it's the expansion team. There's no debate. Nashville's going to have in 10 years. Nashville's going to have a baseball.
They still have the Sounds though, right?
Yeah,
they have AAA.
There is an infrastructure in place.
Yeah, Young Highland and the son-in-law, they go to see the Sound, and they like it. And she rocks her jumbo shrimp, either hat or sweatshirt.
Well, they're getting Major League Baseball. Hey, you know what we're going to do today? What if we had a draft in college football?
Oh, no.
We've got a draft.
He already has him and JJ have it hatched.
We already did it, man.
You already did a draft?
You're stealing our ideas.
Well, no, you know what I'm not going to do? Then we're not doing a show today. Okay, we're going to take the day off.
This is big.
No, we have actually
What do you got
the
a draft?
structure of it.
Okay.
We have the structure of it.
Okay.
We're not doing, but we're doing it just for like the portal. We're not doing it for like high school.
Okay. Have you done it on the air?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, dang it. Because I was going to say.
No, this is big. You know what? We need. What's the?
Put it this way, we had an
company?
attorney text in and say, by the way, if it's spoken, it's
because if you said if you said
trademark.
if you had said you were going to do it, haven't done it on the area. One of my favorite stories. I was doing mornings. This is like early 2000s, and Prosser and Hicken were doing 10 to noon.
Yeah.
So I had mornings, and Prosser. This was on 1460, a station that about 12 people could hear.
Yep.
And the toaster. What do we call it?
The toaster.
And so I was on. So I'm sitting at a Jaguars game with Prosser. And again, I'm on 7 to 10, and he and Hicken are on 10 to noon. And he says something really funny. I don't even remember what it was. It was really funny. He goes, "Hey, don't use that tomorrow. I'm using it on my show." I said, "Jeff, let me tell you a little rule, okay? Okay, rule of thumb.
First in.
Never say something funny to the guy who's on before you.
First in.
And whatever you do." So no, we're going to talk about what if we drafted college players. Certainly that. Everyone's talked about the Jaguars draft. What about the Colts and the Titans and the Texans draft? Not their first guys, but what about that? We'll talk about that. Talk about college football coming up, all that in just a bit on the program.
All right, sounds good, Frank. Appreciate it. We'll be listening, that's for sure. The Frangie Show to follow.
There was a guy at the newspaper like that, by the way. Frank knows who I'm talking about.
Bianchi would be like, if
it wasn't him. It was so like if Frank or I did a story, we'd be like, well, we just wrote that 3 days ago. And the response was, I haven't written it.
Is that
Frank
person
knows
still
exactly who I'm talking about.
Is he still living in this city or?
Bianchi would go, I'm going to apologize before I steal your idea, because I'm going to steal it. All right, we are out. Golf Club of Southampton. Make sure you check them out. They haven't stolen anything there. They just got their own real estate. Beautiful golf course. Good, friendly game. If you want to go out there and set up a foursome event, whatever it might be. But join us this afternoon, 9 after 5. Looking forward to seeing Brother Seeley, who will be out there, and a bunch of others. Call 287-PLAY. Get on the tee sheet. We would love to see you. Josie, Mia O'Brien, Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and JJ. You got the French. Show up next.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda